let's review Dame Dash destroying Jay-Z.
Okay, so you came in hot. I think you were playing like a lot of mariachi music or something while I was getting ready.
A lot of your what?
Mariachi music. You know how like the Latinos.
I wasn't playing no mariachi music.
What was that?
And it wasn't none of this and none of that.
What was it?
It was rock and roll.
Oh, I thought that was Bad Bunny. So do
You
you
wildin'. Don't ever say I was playing Bad Bunny out there. I was playing like old school shit like Jimi Hendrix and the Cure and shit like that.
Oh, I thought maybe it was Daddy Yankee.
Nah, you
wait,
bugging.
Wait,
bugging.
So Daddy Yankee, let's just get right into the shit. Daddy Yankee was somebody you passed on. How did you do that, Dame?
I didn't pass on Daddy Yankee.
I thought that's what Noriega said.
You're listening to Noriega?
He was just here.
Is his name Drink Champs? He's drunk a lot.
He's run champs now. He's running.
That's good. It's better for his health, and I'm glad he's doing that because he was drinking every day, and he was making other people drink every day, and it wasn't healthy. So what happened with Daddy Yankee was, again, I was the CEO, but you have to have collective
sign off.
So there was Lior, there was Jay-Z, there was me, there was Biggs. So I didn't get everyone's sign off. Of course, Daddy Yankee was in my house. Pause. I think I might even given him a Rockefeller chain. He was at my crib downtown. Of course, I wanted to put him out.
Yeah.
But they didn't believe in Nori. Jay didn't believe in Nori. It's so funny to me how, like, you know, Nori acts like he's his number one man now, and Nori couldn't even get a conversation with him. When the vote came down for Nori to be on Rockefeller, Jay said no. And we overrid him. That's what happened, me and Biggs. And then when it came down to Daddy Yankee, again, I just don't think I couldn't get Lior's sign off. I couldn't get everyone's sign off. I think our budgets were
Okay, this is the part where we get to find out if we believe Dame Dash or not. Take a listen.
I had a lot of artists, and you could put out a certain amount. You know this in business. You make a plan, you have a budget delegated, blah, 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 and they wouldn't get that. He wasn't in that budget, and they wouldn't sign off on it. So I'm not the guy that's going to say Jay didn't sign off because I don't want them to hate Jay. I'm not going to. I would say Lior in a heartbeat, but they don't understand that.
But why? Because you could throw the white boy out there?
Because I don't give a fuck about Lior.
Yeah.
I never gave a fuck about Lior. Just like he never gave a fuck about us. And he still doesn't. And now he's in control of the new form of control, which is like, you know, algorithm, YouTube, and behavior patterns. And now they got him doing that.
When you say he never gave a fuck about us, Rockefeller or black people?
Black people. Okay. He's from Israel.
Yeah.
I've been in the hospital room when his fucking appendix bursted, and I walk in, I didn't know his mother's in the room, and she's like, who's this? And I'm like, yo, you better tell your mother something. He'd be like, oh, she just like that. And I'm like, that's how you was raised? R? With the Israel Jewish Who's this
We all know where it goes from here. You say that word.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I don't think they like the way I was talking to him. By the way, what the fuck is that? What's that right there? It's bothering me.
What, the eggplant?
But yeah, why?
Oh, we give that to people whose dicks leak on the internet. But that's
pause for the whole show.
You're not getting one of those.
No, we don't even want. I'm like, what the fuck is that right there? Why am I even seeing that in my peripheral?
But I know you're.
That's an AO, by the way.
That
pause.
But okay, for vegans, they can just say it's just our appreciation
for
crazy.
Vegetables. You crazy. Go ahead.
Okay, wait. The reason why I hit that.
But at least you know what? At least you're not. You know, to me, you're Charlemagne, right? And you're.
So am I going to get attacked now?
Meaning you admit who you are, but he doesn't. So this is how Charlemagne should do it.
I'm gay. Charlemagne is not gay.
He's definitely gay.
He's not gay.
You know he's
By
gay.
the way, that
allegedly you know he's
that
gay.
interview
you got gaydar. You're never gonna tell me. You know. Wait, hold on. You're gay, right?
Yes.
If you ever if you ever kissed at a man and said he had a fatty, pause, and he comes back, would you think he was gay?
If a man,
be real.
Wait, damn. If a man,
if you kissed at me and I came back, pause.
If I kissed a man,
if you kissed at my fatty, pause. As a matter of fact, I can't even say. Look, let's start over. If a dude that you thought was heterosexual, and you kissed at him and talked about his fatty, pause, and he came back, would you assume he was gay?
I would assume that.
Yes or no?
I would assume he was curious about getting in.
So you're saying that Charlemagne.
Wait, did Charlemagne do that? I didn't see him do that.
He said he did it. That's why I heard
maybe it was joke. Charlemagne laughs.
No, it wasn't.
He
joking.
Jokes.
Okay. So that's not being real, and I thought you'd be the realist.
No, I am real.
Now you're a gay guy.
No, I am
Pause.
real. I laugh. I
You're
laugh
gay.
with. No,
you
listen.
can't tell me that you don't
I
be
laugh
like,
with
he's
Charlamagne every
Of course
time.
y'all do.
Wait,
And
no,
y'all
wait.
probably be whispering and cut all kind of stuff that you can't do with another heterosexual man because he's gay. Okay, we can move
Heterosexual
on.
men definitely whisper
Not to other men.
when they're playing basketball. The NBA, I watch all
See,
the
that's
niggas.
why I don't play basketball no more. I ain't doing all that.
Okay, no D. Okay, so look, the reason why I bring up Daddy Yankee is obviously.
I just told you. I
No.
didn't pass
Here's
on
why
it.
I'm at.
It's just that listen, you're a boss.
Wait. Here's what I'm asking because
sorry.
you are a boss, and I don't think that you get credit all the time.
Bosses don't need credit.
But you don't. We don't need credit because I don't need credit.
need to learn from
But it does feel good sometimes to get credit, and you have to get credit for one of the founders. You would be one of the
Can I say this?
forefathers
Can I say
of
this?
Rockefeller.
Trust me, I get all my credit. You got the devil says one thing and an angel says another. The devil's louder. But when I walk through the world, I can see angels that give me my props all day long, and I see how I affect the universe.
Who?
Everybody, I walked in this room, ain't nobody told me I'm a bad boss or didn't give me my props. Everywhere I walk, I get my flowers. And everyone talks about me every day, which is my flower. Whether you say bad or good, you talk about me. That means I've disrupted the universe.
This is actually true. Dame does disrupt the algorithm.
But again, what's the opposite of good? Bad. Do you think when good walks in the room that bad is happy? So I always say this. Anyone that says a good dude is bad is actually evil. And the people that generally say bad things about me aren't known to be good people. Like, think about who I'm beefing with. Pause. They don't have a reputation for being good to other people. They just have a reputation for being tolerated because people are scared of them, and I'm just not. That's all. And they're gonna. A devil is always gonna pretend they're God. They're always gonna pretend right is wrong and wrong is right. They're always gonna pretend you're winning when you're really losing, so they can control you. They're always good. Didn't Jesus get a thorn cross and get hung up on a cross?
Wait, but are you not Jesus though?
We all are God's children.
We are.
So we
Made in
all
his
are.
image.
And I am. I'm not Jesus. I want to say it right, Yahshua, because that was the proper pronunciation of his name.
Right.
But if they just God again, when I read the Bible, it was symbolism to me. So we're all God's children. Yahshua was one of them, and what it means in the physical that God's children will get crucified by people that are evil. So the people that put the thorn on his head, they were saying he was evil. They had to justify it, right? So people, human beings in the Bible crucified God's number one child, even though we're all God's children. So that would tell you that it means that even Yahshua coming as pure goodness, evil's gonna try to make him look like the devil. You have to expect that. No matter what, I know that the narrative from the devil is going to be that I'm losing, but I'm always winning.
Right. So I don't come into this interview or any interview with a narrative of obviously I see you online, but I
because
also
I didn't
see
get
you.
my props.
But I also see you as a businessman.
You can only see me as a businessman.
No,
and
I
if
can
you're
see-
a businessman,
I can see you as a lot of other things.
well, let me ask you this.
But wait, let me ask you a question, because straight out what I was trying to understand. This is what I'm trying to understand. My audience sees a lot of things.
Daddy
You see a lot of
Yankee.
things. The reason why I brought up Daddy Yankee straight at the gate is because you're a businessman.
No, because Nori's talking business. He's
Well,
gossiping.
they say
That's called gossip.
Okay.
And we're on a gossip show.
So-
I get it. So I'm addressing Nori's gossip, but go ahead.
What do you want to talk about today? You want me to ask the questions I want to ask, or do you want to tell me what to ask? Because this is the show that I at. The Jason Lee show is for me to ask the questions. So I'm
And I
asking you
answered the
questions.
question.
Okay, I'm not Charlamagne. I don't want to sit up here for an hour and argue.
Yeah,
I got other shit to do. You got other shit
Why
to
do
do.
you consider me arguing with you?
Well,
by telling
because
you how
this
I
is
feel?
not a debate. It's called an interview. People
asked me
ask
a
questions. You
question.
answer questions. So
You
here's a
asked me a
question.
question and I
Okay,
answered.
why is Jay-Z evil?
You said that.
You did. You talked about the devil. You ain't talking about
I didn't
Daddy
say
Yankee.
Wait, time out. Time out. So I only know Jay-Z?
Well, what I was asking about
I know,
Daddy
and I
Yankee
asked you a
before
question
you
based on
change.
your- you just
before
said, why is Jay-Z evil? And I didn't say Jay-Z was
so
evil.
is the question?
So why would you assume
Are the
that?
questions I'm asking
Why would you
uncomfortable?
assume-
Let me
why
ask
would-
you: are the questions I'm asking uncomfortable?
Not at all.
So we can stop talking about Jay-Z. We could talk about Care Bears
I
and
don't
Fruit
care. If
Loops.
you don't-
What
see, the
makes you
thing
feel
is, you don't like
comfortable?
my answers.
I want to ask you the
So
questions
do
that
you
make
want
you
me?
feel
You want to tell me
comfortable.
how to answer?
Nope. I'm gonna ask you.
Do you
straight
want to
up.
tell me how you want me to
Okay,
answer you?
How do you co-create Rock Nation and lose it?
I didn't. First of all, I never co-created any Rock Nation, and
Okay.
I walked away from Rockefeller because I no longer thought that they could have.
Rockefeller, that's right.
Our moral fabric became different, and I had different aspirations of
Okay.
being a boss, not getting a check from people.
Got it.
So that was why I chose. I didn't lose anything. You got to get that. So if you look at
That's
the
why I'm asking the questions.
see now you're not, don't Charlamagne me.
Well, I'm trying to get. This is why I'm trying to get the question. This is why I want to say this. I really do
So
want to.
now you're turning the show.
No, I really.
And I know why. Because he's gay too.
No,
See,
no. I'm definitely gay. I have no problems admitting sucking dick. Half the people you work with won't answer that.
No, don't do that.
Me and Charlamagne would be Golden Girls. If he was gay, I would live in a house with Charlamagne.
Stop acting like he's not.
All right, Dame is a legend. That was just a warm up. Hopefully everybody watching at home is ready for the full entree. Pause. All right, so Dame, the reason why I threw Daddy Yankee out there, not that I care, I don't be listening to that. I mean, he's an artist and an icon now in his own right, but the reason I asked is because I see you as, like, again, one of the 4 founders of Rockefeller. I remember wearing Rockefeller.
I constructed Rockefeller. I made Rockefeller. I walked away from Rockefeller.
Got it. But that's the thing I don't understand.
Why would I still want to be around a bunch of dudes that are dysfunctional and have high trauma, and I'm raising daughters? It just wasn't for my lifestyle anymore, and that's not what I wanted to do. What I did after Rockefeller was start another $100 million company that you don't talk about, which is Rachel Roy. I made that from scratch. Now, what you got to remember is when I started Rockefeller, I was a teenager. When I exited Rockefeller, pause. Now, you're a businessman. How hard is it to scale a company?
It's hard.
How hard is it to grow a company without an injection of money?
Very hard.
So you make your money when some white man or another company gives you a check.
Yep.
Right. When's the last time you heard of a white man giving me a check?
I haven't heard that.
Exactly. So all you've seen me do is scale and grow with my own money, and people call me broke for it, and you're a businessman. You should know better. You should respect it more. The question to me is, how do you do it on your own for so long? How do you stay fresh, still live in houses, and still grow your company, and still pay all the bills? How do you scale?
Yeah,
and also beefing with everybody and everybody scrutinizing because you got to think, when you make money without someone giving you a check, do you make an announcement? No, you buy more cameras.
Yeah, I don't take checks from a bunch of corporations, so I'm not
We're on
controlled
BET
by
right
anybody.
now. Exactly, but it's a license, right?
It's licensed.
Me and you both.
It's
Why
licensed.
do you think I'm here?
We're gonna get to that.
And think about
we're gonna get to that. But then
you see how difficult it is to get paid?
Let me ask you. But see, if this is the way a boardroom meeting at Rockefeller goes, why would somebody stay in business with you? You can't even talk to you.
Because we were the biggest because you don't need to talk. You need to listen.
I'm talking. This is a talk show.
You need to listen.
I'm listening. This is not a listening show. This is a talk show.
I'm about to answer your question.
Okay, get to the point. I'm trying to understand as a fan. As a fan.
You're raising your voice to me. You
as
are.
a fan of hip hop.
You're triggered. You're being gay.
As a fan of Dame Dash.
Right now, you're acting
gay. As an entrepreneur
you're acting like Charlamagne gay.
Who studies you.
Let me finish.
Charlamagne
you didn't even let me finish.
Charlamagne
let me land the plane. So you're impatient.
You're gonna crash.
You asked the question. Okay. And I'm going to answer.
Okay.
The reason why people would stay is because of our success. My method works. So when I talk, usually I'm architecting our future. I'm usually talking to people that don't know how to dream. Why would I listen to people that are influenced by the devil and look at things from a negative perspective?
Who's influenced by the devil?
Most of this world is.
No,
but either way, because money is to me, money is the devil and everyone's influenced by it. So let me just talk.
So no, again, you didn't answer the question.
So I'm going to tell you, usually what happens in a boardroom is people don't talk, the boss talks, and you listen and take notes. So there isn't a conversation, orders are given. So that's what happens. So usually when people interrupt in the boardroom, they get kicked the fuck out. Usually people that are children, because again, you have to remember, I was a teenager.
Right.
I was a teenager that got a record deal as a teenager. Most people don't get that as an adult. They didn't realize it wasn't the right way. Did it independently, got a bunch of other teenagers, and did it with kids, around adults that tried it their whole life. So how could you say my method is wrong? If I made history by the time I was 30, if I created a Jay-Z, a Kanye, and Rockefeller still talked about today, how could you even ask that question of why would you sit in the room with greatness and listen, especially when they have...
That wasn't the question, Dan. And I think you're not listening to the question.
Yeah,
because you're not listening to the question.
You interrupted me.
And I just think you're refusing to listen because you think that I'm going to gaslight you and fight with you.
I don't think that at all. I'm not worried about you gaslighting me. You're gay.
All right. So, well, you could be gay. I don't know who's gay.
You know I'm not.
I don't know shit. Here's what I do know.
You know Charlamagne is.
Here's what I know is you were one of the pillars of building Rockefeller.
I'm done with Rockefeller. That shit was old to me.
Right,
Why
so
we
here-
don't talk
'cause
about
I-
Rachel
'cause I'm
Lloyd
an
on my
I'm an
television?
entrepreneur.
I'm just sick of talking about the past
an
all day,
entrepreneur.
just like Charlamagne.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Y'all all want to talk about Jay-Z.
Hold on, I'm an entrepreneur. No,
I
it's
feel
not.
like Charlamagne told you what this. Oh,
But
you
no,
talking to him? Get him to say
You-
this
but
and say that.
You
Oh, y'all had a little
accuse-
gay
you accuse-
conversation.
You
in it.
accuse Charlamagne of being on Jay-Z's payroll. I'm obviously
I didn't
not.
see. Well, you keep bringing up Jay-Z.
No,
Why?
but I'm obviously
Why
not.
you keep bringing up Jay-Z?
Because I'm trying to get
But
to the
why
first
do you
question.
keep bringing up Jay-Z?
Here's the question.
Stop bringing up Jay-Z,
Okay,
please.
I won't say the name Jay-Z.
Because I think Charlamagne told you to.
Charlamagne doesn't run anything over here. Nobody
Sure he
does but
doesn't.
me.
Y'all wouldn't say it.
So here's the question.
Are you down with Black Effect?
I'm not on Black Effect Network.
Okay.
I got my own thing popping over
Were you
here.
ever down with Black Effect?
I've not
But
been
you guys
on
are in the
anything.
same industry, and you got to look out for
We're all
each
in the
other.
same industry.
Y'all talk every day,
So
probably.
my question for you is,
Whatever he
as an
wants you to
entrepreneur
ask.
who's building his own businesses, how is it that when you build a business like that you don't
We sold it.
I know they offered you the
No, they
1.5
didn't.
million.
They didn't offer me shit. We sold it. Jay did some bullshit. Didn't you want to talk about it? I'll tell you. So we sold that company. When you sell a company, you don't stay with the company. So I went and started another one. He wanted to stay. I did not. We sold it. We sold it based on a multiple I created. Todd Moskowitz did the deal, a lawyer that ends up doing black music and signing. It's ridiculous what's going on.
Yeah.
But either way, we sold the company. Why do we keep talking about a company I sold 20 years ago? And you're asking me, how did you lose it? And I sold it. That's the devil's narrative.
Okay.
God's narrative would be from a positive perspective. That was such a good deal that you did, and you exited at the right time, and you started new companies. Your perspective on it is the devil's. I rebuke the devil and any evil that comes with it. All I want you to do is project positivity. You ask me about something negative, you will get a negative answer because I'm defending my godliness from this devil worship. Worship God. Tell me something good.
The reason why I asked the question is because I feel like
You said, how did you lose? I didn't lose a fucking thing.
That is a narrative that's been created.
Yeah, by the devil. By the devil.
So who's
by
the
the devil? Tell me the God's narrative.
So who's the devil that created that narrative?
The industry,
So we can kill
everybody
it
in the
today?
Epstein files. That's who.
Okay. All right.
Who else? Are you reading the paper?
So the
Are you
reason-
doing research?
Another
Are you
rea-
looking at what's going on in the world?
Absolutely.
So you see evil is actually running this world, correct? Yes or no? So
There's a
why
lot-
do you
there's a
believe
lot of
evil
people-
if
there's
you
a
know
lot of
evil
people-
runs
there's a
the
lot of
world?
people running the
Bro,
world, Dame.
what you talking about? Okay. So,
I must have hit a sensitive subject.
No, I'm
and
trying
I'm
to-
sorry
no,
if
no,
inviting
now-
you here to hit a sensitive
this
subject.
is what we came
'cause
here for. I don't do
I've
gossip.
never
You should
had-
know that I'm
I've
not gonna
never
come
had
here
a-
and
I've
gossip.
never had a contentious interview with somebody who doesn't want to answer a simple
but I did
question.
answer it. Did not answer the way you want to.
Okay.
That's
so
what's
you
happening.
answered it the godly way.
Yes.
So
I
God,
don't wanna- I'm
God
not gonna
guided-
answer it the devil-
God,
in the devil's
God guided you out of Rockefeller.
Yes.
So you can go create other businesses.
And I did.
Okay.
And
And
I
then
have.
somewhere in that, on your path to creating a legacy of freedom for yourself and your own stuff,
Right.
the devil created this narrative about you that seems to have followed you, and even to today we're
In the
talking
devil,
about
in
it.
the devil's world, not in God's.
Okay.
In the God's world, I'm heavily celebrated.
Okay.
You're in the devil's world. Hey, you hang out with Charlamagne. Your industry is the devil's industry. So that's the reason why
You're in
I
the
exited.
same industry,
No,
Dan.
we're not in the same. I'm independent. What are you talking
I'm
about?
independent.
But you, me and you. Do
I'm independent.
I'm in a different world.
Hollywood
than you.
Unlocked was
But I'm
created
in a
from the
different world. I'm
beginning.
listening to rock and roll. You're calling it Bad Bunny. You're in a different.
Oh,
you're
that
in a
was
whole
just my-
different
that was my
world.
segue into
I make
talking about
movies.
an
I have
artist that didn't
television
make it.
networks. I don't do what you do.
Okay, so
you
what
don't
do you-
understand
so what
my
do you do?
language.
So-
I make companies and sell them. That's what I do.
Okay.
Do you know what that is? You know what EBITDA is? You know
Of
what a
course
multiple
I
is?
do.
What
I
is
know,
it?
I know what revolt is too.
What's
and you
EBITDA?
said you were going to buy that.
Right,
and
I
then you got
was.
in
And
a
now,
fight
did
with
you know?
Charlamagne.
Did you allegedly?
I
Did you
know
know?
the top
Wait,
view. I
time
know
out.
all the same
Wait,
people.
so hold on. So then you know that Revolt broke covenants allegedly, didn't pay their loan. No one will buy them. They have no money to grow. That's why people get $3,000 an episode, and all their business model is YouTube. You know, linear doesn't make $1. You know that's a company that can't
But they're
be
going
bought.
through an acquisition now.
How long have they been trying to sell that company?
But they're going through an
It was
acquisition
but
now.
see what the price was then and see what the price was now.
Yeah.
So that right now they're going through acquisition to sell their debt. They broke covenants. They don't have a choice anymore.
But you brought up Charlamagne a few times. Is it you guys fell out
It's
because
'cause
of the
y'all- you
revolt
remind me of
conversation?
him. That's why I brought it
But is
up.
it because you fell out over
It's
that
because
revolt
you
conversation?
remind me of him. We didn't fall out
Wait,
over
so
any.
you
What you mean fall out? We never had a relationship. Stop.
Well, I mean, you kept calling
You
him
know,
gay
he
in the
always
interview.
talks about me because he's always talking about me and my family and saying things in the the devil's tongue. This is the reason why you think that there's a bad narrative, because your best friend keeps whispering in your ear that there is.
You can't villainize my friendships because you think I talk. Nobody controls
what I said
me.
is that's what you listen to.
Nobody controls me. I'm asking you simple questions.
I'm trying to answer one, but you can't
you're not,
understand
but
it.
okay.
I'm speaking in boss. You're speaking in slave. I'm talking in general. You're talking in
soldier. You
soldier.
pulled up to my ship, so if there's a slave,
I
it's
did
you.
that. No.
Nobody's a fucking slave.
I was
Hold on,
working
Dave,
with you
Dave,
because
let's keep it 100.
I did it because you're on Paramount.
I get it. You've had Charlamagne in your mouth more than I have. You've had Charlamagne in your mouth more than any man he has. So if you're going to talk about gay, I never had no man in my mouth the way that you have today.
He's acting.
Got it. So now,
he's acting just like Charlamagne.
I'm asking you a question. I'm not afraid to ask questions. I think you're afraid to answer them. I think you're afraid to answer them.
I
think I hit a sensitive
You just
subject.
don't understand.
I think I hit a sensitive
because
subject.
you don't understand my what I'm saying, because you speak in devil.
No, because
I'm speaking in
I've
angel.
seen you talk to me.
You're
this
talking
way.
in devil. You're listening to devils. I listen to God.
But you ain't talk to Jay-Z that way.
Why would I want
energy
to? How
for the
you
people
know
that you got
now you
beef
brought him
with.
up again?
Because you don't. You can attack the
Why
gay
do I-
guy.
I'm
You
not
can
in
attack
his
the gay
industry.
guy.
We're not in the
You
same
can attack the
industry.
gay guy.
I'm not
You can
attacking
attack
anybody.
Charlamagne, the radio guy.
But
That's
now
fine.
you're now who's
I ain't
now
worried
who's
about that.
gaslighting now?
Okay, I am. So now,
all right.
so
Yeah, I'm gonna let you take a break, man. You see,
There's no break.
Yeah, it is. We'll take a break. I'm not even mad. I promise you.
I'm not mad either. Okay.
But I do want you to
that was great
understand
for promo.
I know. But the problem be that people just don't get my message until later.
The reason why I want to do the interview is because I see all the viral clips, and I know you're more than that because I know what you've been able to build.
What you have to remember is these viral clips are made by them. They do that. So you do know Charlamagne, pause. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is because he's the main voice that's every day putting a negative slant on what I'm doing. The reason why I'm here is you're with BET and Paramount, and so am I. And we did I have a project that I licensed to Paramount and BET. And I played this trailer that I'll play for you for Charlamagne. And did you hear him say that he saw a trailer on his show?
No.
Did you hear him announce that I have a deal? When he completely said I didn't, the Breakfast Club actually called BET to verify it and didn't announce it. So this is the reason why there's this narrative, because there's people like Charlamagne that'll say I have dirty sneakers on when they're new, that will say that they didn't see the trailer when they did, that will say I'm lying when I'm telling the truth. This is the reason why. So that was the reason why I just went through all of that just to say this.
Yeah.
That's the reason why. But on another note, Jay-Z is not like the thing is, y'all think that my career is based on Rockefeller. That was 20 years ago. I've done so much more, so much bigger things. Like that was like the beginning of my life. It was one chapter, and there was so many other chapters that have affected this world besides that. But it seems like the only way they can stay relevant is by talking about me. And I don't understand why I'm the topic of conversation all the time. This shit was 20 years ago. Why am I still the topic of conversation if it's not to stay relevant? No one can stay relevant without me. So I just don't think that anyone will talk about Jay-Z or Rockefeller if you don't bring up my name.
Well, see, if you become a regular on the Jason Lee Show, we're not going to ask all those things all the time, but you haven't been here, so we do have to ask for our audience the questions that they want to hear.
That wasn't a personal attack on you.
Yeah.
That was me just telling you how I felt.
I get it.
So it wasn't meant to trigger you. It was meant
I'm not triggered.
Okay. It was meant to tell everyone that, bro, y'all gonna come up here and the people from the devil's demographic are only gonna clip up the stuff about Jay-Z. And then they're gonna say that I'm the one that's always talking about him. And that's where the issue comes in.
Well, I think for me,
So
I
I'm just
want to
saying
peek
that
into
to
a
premise
world
it.
that we never really get to see. You know the people that we're talking about more than we do, obviously.
Right. So ask me some questions about it.
Okay. So,
But I'm not gonna I'll tell you as much as I can without compromising my integrity
Sure.
and my moral fabric as a man. And I just, I don't love being chatty. If someone talks about me, then that opens the door for me to defend myself. And then when I start talking. If people would stop talking about me, then I would not have to defend myself. You understand that algorithm. So again, if people hear something, whether it's a lie or the truth, a certain amount of time, it becomes their truth. So that's why you have to stop certain things in the algorithm fast, because it's like that's not the truth, and you don't want a lie to become the truth, which turns into an investigation by the feds. So go ahead.
So in that narrative of passing Daddy Yankee, you were the vote that wanted him. There were other votes. So that just in the mindset of how you all made decisions, you all voted on whether or not how you move. That was how decisions were made. See, I don't know how businesses like that are structured in my business because I am independent. I'm the CEO. I make all the decisions. Yes, no, I want to do this or not, and then we execute. In that environment, it was the four of you that made the decision.
So in this environment you're in right now, can you just snap your fingers and your shit's on BET? Or do they have to tell you when they put it on?
It's my decision on whether or not I went to BET.
Not the question I asked, and you like people to answer your question.
Well, I've had licensing deals at iHeart,
That's
Fox,
not the question I asked.
Hold on, I'm gonna give you the answer. I've had licensing deals everywhere, and we agree as a partner what time it airs, what day it airs, but I deliver the show that I want to air unedited. So that's been my deal everywhere I've gone. I don't know.
That wasn't the question I asked.
Okay. But the question I asked for you was how you all were
you're
structured.
going to ignore my question and then get mad.
Damn, it's obvious that
the reason why is I want to make a point.
To,
I want to make a point. Just relax.
Make your point, and then
so
I'm
you
gonna ask
can't
the
do
question
that, bro.
I want.
You can't just like tell me how to answer, and then if I ask you a question, you don't answer. Just negate it. That's the problem.
But this experience is telling me a lot about what you see online and
I don't
what
care
you
about
hear.
online.
Obviously,
that shit is
you
stupid.
don't, because you came into a friendly environment.
You won't let me talk.
And you've created an environment
you
where
won't
it's
let me
pure
talk.
conflict for no reason.
There is no conflict.
What you want to talk about? Go ahead, talk about what you want to talk about.
So what I was trying to explain to you is I know I'm working with BET and I don't have control over when shit comes on. So the point I was making was when you're working with different, so it's me, it's Jay, there's Biggs, then there was the distribution. There's different things that determine what happens. Budgets, when there's a bunch of people, whether you're the CEO of your company or not, you might not be the CEO of the company you have a partnership with. So as a business person, you do know that nothing just snaps fingers in a corporation and you could just do it. So I had to you work with Paramount. It's so hard to work over there, moving stuff. You know, there's so many departments. It's the same thing for me. I was corporate, but the difference is I was outside. So you don't see Louis Carr, and no disrespect to him, but he's not like running around hanging out with the talent like that. Mm-hmm. I work with my talent to where they are accessible to me, where they get to talk to me. Lior, he's not running around letting Daddy Yankee come to his house, pause, and all that. We all became friends. So they get to talk to me. You don't get to talk to corporate. When you need, when they pay you, you know how hard it is to get paid corporate? You do know.
Oh, I know.
So you know net 30 turns into net 6 months, and there's nothing you can do.
I get it.
So you understand why if a bill's late, because corporate may be selling me net 30 and it comes in 100 and then they don't get paid. They
the
don't
bill
understand.
still wants to
They
be
just
paid.
say I'm broke.
Yeah.
So you should understand
I
this.
get it.
So that's why you shouldn't have bullied me a little and said that I was trying to be confrontational.
Gaslighting.
I was just trying to explain it to you, but you got mad.
No,
right?
I get it. I didn't get mad.
But you did.
Because I look at you and Jay as outside.
But I'm just
you
addressing how you were.
Okay.
Look. So you saw how you just misinterpreted how I was trying to make a point.
Okay.
And before I finished, you said I was being.
I don't need to always be right. You're right. No, I don't need to be right. You're right.
So then now you could take back everything you said
I'm not
before.
going to do that. So moving on.
See, so this is my point. This is the reason why I'm perceived a certain way, because people don't let me finish and they're offended before I land the plane. Go ahead.
I'm not offended. I think you're.
Now it's about you. Go ahead, go to the next one. This is not Jason Lee. You're interviewing me, so let's not make it a therapy. You could come to my studio.
I'm gonna come over there,
and I'll have you talk with my therapist, and we'll have that conversation.
Mine is better than yours.
All right. See.
So look.
See?
So
wait.
You're never
Yours
gonna win with a gay man.
Because mine's not.
You're never gonna win with a gay man. That's how you know Charlamagne's
Your therapist
straight.
is gay. Mine isn't.
Mine is straight.
Why would you have a fucking straight man as your therapist? That doesn't make sense.
Y'all got more problems than we do.
So you're trying to figure this out.
I've already done that.
See?
Okay,
so is Charlamagne.
All right,
allegedly.
The reason why that I think is amazing.
Keep my name out your mouth, Charlamagne, and then I won't be on your head. Pause. That's all. Y'all just shut the fuck up. And now that I got my teeth, you really better shut the fuck up, because I can speak louder. Keep my name out your mouth, and I won't have to keep saying that you're fucking gay. Period. That goes for Fredo, Cameron, and whoever else keeps talking about me. Leave me the fuck alone. keep God's name out your mouth unless it's for good. Then you turn into devil. When you say bad things about God, you're the devil. And we're all God's children.
Pow pow. Okay,
Pow, pow.
not pow pow.
Oh,
That's
he
the
said-
gay
he said
version
pause.
of
He
pow
said pow, pow. Now, my gun don't do that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? My gun don't go pow, pow. Right? She said,
But I
pow,
like the
pow.
distinction between corporate and street because you know what? As somebody who is street and independent and doing business with corporate, everything you just said is like, now I need to talk to my therapist because it is frustrating. And
She get a gay therapist.
No, I need a straight therapist.
You need a gay. You're gay. Why
you
wouldn't you
look
want a
at- when
gay
you look
therapist?
at
Would I- Should I have a gay therapist? That makes no sense.
This is why so many of y'all get drug out the closet because y'all so concerned
Who's y'all?
about
Hold
what
up,
we
hold up, hold
doing.
up. Don't y'all drug out the closet. Talk about Charlemagne. Drag him out the closet.
Dragged. Oh, I ran into Lil Nas X yesterday, by the way. That was ironic.
Why would you tell me that? I could care
There's
less.
another gay guy I could think about.
But why you telling me?
I don't know.
I
Maybe you
don't
want
care.
to sign him.
No, I don't sign anybody that's gay.
Really?
Yeah, then why would I sign a man? And now I own him? Nah, I do partnerships with them.
You
Pause.
signed Licky Sticky and said she was the next Aaliyah.
I didn't
That
sign
was a
her.
waste
Oh,
of time.
stop it, see?
Well, you
Your
endorsed
verbiage
her.
is wrong. Your
You
verbiage
waste
is
our
wrong.
time endorsing her.
It's not signing.
Well, why'd you endorse her? That was
Can I answer the question?
that was a
Can I-
violation of the culture
Let
for
me
that one.
talk. See, you won't let me talk, right?
I'm gonna let you talk, but take Licky Sticky back or Sticky Nicky. What the fuck's her name? What's her name?
It's Nicky Licky.
Nicky Licky gotta go quickie.
Why?
Cause she ain't Aaliyah. You spoke.
Will you let me talk or no?
Yes.
So you're not, just don't talk for now. Just let me just say something, please.
Go.
So what I said was she reminds me of a little white, a lesbian Aaliyah. I never compared her music to her music. And you don't know Aaliyah, I did. So if Aaliyah was white, she probably would be, because white people are a little darker. Aaliyah wasn't dark. Nicolette's a little dark. Aaliyah was not a lesbian. Nicolette is a lesbian. And then they have humor that are almost very similar. And then she has movements that I know that you don't, that remind me. I never said anything about music. So that's such a racist and putting someone in a box kind of a thing. I could say what the fuck I want about Aaliyah. That was my girl. Y'all didn't know Aaliyah like that. How the fuck y'all gonna tell me how to celebrate Aaliyah? Every person and every woman that's around me, if I don't see an element of Aaliyah, I don't fuck with her. So every single girl around me, I'm gonna compare it to Aaliyah. Don't tell me how to give Aaliyah her props. You don't know my connection with Aaliyah or how we talk today, but I celebrate and worship Aaliyah and celebrate our love every day, and every woman around me loves that about me. If I don't see Aaliyah in a girl, I don't fuck with that girl. So don't tell me what to say about Aaliyah. How dare you say some shit like that? It's offensive to the queen. Every time I say her name, it's worship toward her. Fuck you mean? And I don't sign artists. I do partnerships with them. I don't own anybody. I never signed Jay-Z. So don't tell me, you don't understand certain business verbiage and you judge it, and that's the devil talking. Because it then becomes not the truth. And it becomes other people's truth, and it's not real. You have to understand the business before you talk about it. You have to understand the person before you talk about it. You tell a man that's mourning over a woman he loves what to say about her, who he could compare it to. You don't know her. You didn't know her. None of y'all knew her. The fuck y'all talking about?
So I didn't know her the way that you did.
You didn't know her at all.
But I met her. I met her a couple
That
times.
means you met her.
Hold
You
on.
didn't know her.
I met her a couple times.
You didn't know her.
But as a fan of
You didn't
Aaliyah's,
know her.
hold on. As a
You
fan,
didn't know
right?
her.
This isn't a
You
competition.
didn't know her.
Oh, no, I didn't. But
So
I
then
know
don't tell
Nikki
me what.
Licky
Then you
is
don't.
not.
And I didn't say she was.
But
So
it
stop
even-
saying
but-
it.
but-
Move on.
But don't you think
Move on.
referencing
I already.
her?
I
Don't
just
you
told.
think referencing
Don't tell
her
me.
in
I
that
just
way
told you
was
how I felt
disrespectful?
about that. No.
So you thought it wasn't?
I think it's disrespectful for you to tell Aaliyah's man when she died how to fucking mourn her. That's disrespectful. Now go ask your heterosexual therapist, and he tell you something different, go get a gay one.
I don't want a gay therapist.
Doesn't make sense. It's not logical, bro. You're gay.
Yeah, but
Why wouldn't you want to know things from either way? I'm not gay, so you do what you want to do. I know I wouldn't have a gay therapist because I'm heterosexual. Let me tell you, when I went into a jail in Chicago with Principal McGrone, and I went and looked at the jail and I saw there was white women giving black men therapy, I said, that doesn't work. How they don't speak the same language, their trauma's different. It means you just want them to look at those white women and they don't have sex and lust them. And those white women will be traumatized by men that are kids killing people. You need a black man to talk to these black kids. You need someone that maybe has gone through the same experiences to talk to someone so they listen to him. My father was a dope fiend. He became the supervisor of the methadone clinic. They had ex-dope fiends giving therapy to dope fiends. It's just a language you have to speak. That's why therapy is all fucked up.
Well, I think heterosexual, quote unquote,
we can go on. I don't want to get canceled.
Black
Let's just go to the
men
next one.
have a problem with
Let's
gay
go to
people.
the next one.
Y'all
I have no
y'all
problem
y'all
with
can't
gay
handle
people.
us. Y'all market our music.
What are
let
you
us
talking
comb your
about? You have a
girls' hair,
show and
let us
everybody
dress you.
talks to you. I'm here.
I get it. They do.
Wait. We've never had
They
a problem.
do.
I always
we don't
came to
have
your
one.
show.
We don't have one.
So don't say that. Don't
We don't
generalize
have one.
me.
But I get to have my opinion like
But
you.
now this is about you. It's about me. This is my
so
interview.
when you
You're
say you
interviewing
won't-
me.
Well, when you say you
Now
won't
you're
sign
giving your opinions. Now
when
you're
you
going to
say
need
you won't
therapy
sign
after
a
this.
gay artist,
I didn't
why-
say that. See, you say I never said that.
Did he say that?
No, you're not listening. I never said I wouldn't sign a gay artist. I said I don't sign artists. We do partnerships. See, you don't understand business.
Okay,
You're
but
just
I
hearing.
could have swore you. Thank
I
you for
didn't.
clearing
Go
that
go
up.
revert back to
Okay,
your tape.
okay,
I
okay.
never said I didn't sign
All
a
right.
gay artist.
So
I never said that.
So let me ask this question.
Don't ever say I said that because I
Okay.
didn't say anything near that. You didn't hear what I said.
So-
I went to. You didn't even recognize
So
and say you
Nikki-
ran into a jail.
So I can't ask you about
I
Nicki
just said
Licky.
I went to a
Wait,
jail
I can't ask you about
for
Jay
therapy,
Z.
and you go back to bullshit.
Can't ask you about Jay Z.
You
Can't ask
you
you about
already
Nicki
asked me
Licky.
about him 100 times.
Okay. Well, here's 101.
More Jay-Z.
No.
But you don't want to talk about the jail I ran
so
up
Memphis.
in? You don't want to talk about I ran in a jail and
don't-
tried to save kids for therapy?
Yeah,
That doesn't even matter to
we
you?
could talk about that, but that's not
But that's
what I'm
what
talking
should
about
matter
right
to
now.
you. That's what matters to God, not the devil.
Okay.
Is what I'm saving people, not hurting them.
So you're the
You
savior.
never talk about when I save people. Yeah.
So let's talk about
that. Fuck that Nicki Licky shit. Talk about when I ran into jail and made them give them real therapy. We don't talk about that. That's not what y'all want to talk about. What kind of dumb shit is that? And then you want me to listen to you? We have listen, there's a cycle of a recidivism rate that we should be talking about. And the way they treating these kids, we don't see in jails. We're talking and being distracted by bullshit. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed out there, and worrying about the wrong shit is just a distraction. I got a lot of work to do. I got a lot of people to save. You obviously don't care. Because if I'm telling you I ran up in a jail in Chicago and the environment is a certain way, and you don't say, hold up, you ran up into a jail? Then you got an issue. And you need to reflect.
Yeah.
And you ask your therapist if I'm wrong.
I think.
Now that's why I'm triggered.
You ran up in a jail. I ran for office, so you don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what I'm doing.
So
to
then
change
you
my
should really
community.
appreciate that because
No,
I ran up in a jail with a senator.
Because
I got laws passed.
Your screaming
I get
doesn't
laws, but
change
no, I'm
the
gonna,
conversation.
But it does change the
It
narrative.
doesn't.
I'm screaming about my actions.
It doesn't
I'm screaming about
change
actions
the questions. It
No,
doesn't
no,
make
it does
them go
change.
away.
No, you're wrong.
It doesn't change the course of where
You're
I want to
wrong
go in
about
the
that.
interview.
You don't want people to be influenced. So why don't you teach people how
Us
to pass a law?
us asking
Have you
questions.
ever taught on this show how to
Us
pass a
asking
law?
questions.
Did you teach them how to run for office?
Okay,
Don't you
so
think that's what we should be
It's
talking
obvious
about?
that Dame doesn't feel comfortable with the
I feel
questions
very
I
comfortable.
want to ask.
No, you don't feel comfortable
Dame
with my
doesn't
answers.
he doesn't
Don't
feel
listen,
comfortable
don't label
with
me, I'm right here.
asking
Dame does
questions.
feel comfortable.
As soon as I ask a question, it's
Dame
Charlamagne
feels
the
very
God. As soon as I
no.
ask a question, it's
'Cause
all
they're
the
gay
haters.
questions.
It's the devil.
They're gay questions.
What is the question? Everything,
These are gay questions.
everything coming in and
I
out my
wanna
mouth
talk about
is gay,
some man
Dame.
shit. That's
Accept
why.
it.
I
You're on
wanna
a
talk-
gay
I'd rather
man
talk
show.
about some
You're on a
man
gay
shit.
man show.
And you're talking to a man, so
Yes.
you should accept the man's
And I'm a man
answers.
too.
You ain't
And
gonna
I'm
make
a
me say
man
some
too.
gay
And
shit.
it
I'm not
ain't
doing that.
it ain't been a sat in that seat that made me less of a man
triggered.
than I was when I got
Now
here.
you're triggered.
So no, I'm asking questions, but I
I'm
can't
answering
ask because you don't
Because you
want
don't like
me to
the
ask.
because they're not gossipy enough.
Okay,
My answers aren't gossipy enough.
No,
for you.
that's not
They're
true.
not stupid enough for you.
Okay.
I'm not speaking in devil and slave and stupid distractions. I'm talking in direct, let's evolve and get better. That's what I talk.
But I came in wanting to ask, why did Memphis
And I
Bleek?
answered,
Why
I don't
did
want to
Memphis
talk
Bleek?
about Memphis Bleek.
Because I like Memphis Bleek.
He's a kid. Why are we still talking about
not a
Bleek?
kid, he's a
So
grown
you rather
man.
talk about Memphis Bleek than passing the
No,
law?
I have a whole bunch of things I want to talk about, but I
Gossip.
can't get
All right,
to
let's
them.
gossip. Let's gossip.
Okay, right. Well,
I'm
part
on a
of
Chatty Patty
part of
show.
why I'm here is to get
To get the gossip
tea.
right. Tea. I don't do tea, man. You know I'm not the tea guy.
I'm a tea machine.
Pause. I only drink iced tea. Pause. I don't do the other tea.
It can be cold. It's not
You don't want
gossip.
me to teach on this show.
I do.
I'll just
I'm
do
literally-
gossip.
I'm-
I'll go gossip. Let's go
I'm
gossip.
literally intrigued.
He wants to go gossip. But you have to still, you promise you got to come to my studio so I can teach you some things.
I'm going to come to your studio,
Pause.
and I'm not going to be afraid of shit you ask me.
Good.
Okay,
I'm going to teach
I already
you.
know
I'm
about
not going to
that.
ask you anything.
Okay, and I'm going to learn. All right. So Memphis Bleek said you crossed the line.
Who cares?
That's never forgivable.
What line and what forgivable to who? What are you talking about? Because I left the devil? Because I left the worshiping? I'm not doing it. That's it. I don't care. I really like Bleak, because he's the only one that'll actually have a conversation with me. And he's loyal to a default. But he is the guy over there that I respect the most because he's the one that, he won't even know what's going on. I wish I had a loyal guy like Bleak. I would trade Bleak for Cameron any day right now, for Fredo. I know that Bleak would never Fredo across he would never do that to Jay. And that's why I have such a love for Bleak. So despite any of his faults and him, he does what he has to do. So he says what he has to say. But what you got to understand is I did not want to be around them. I still don't. That is not a circle I want to be in. Imagine me, I never hung out with none of those guys. You saw who I was hanging out with. I was with models, and I'm not in that hemisphere. I'm not in the world that you think I am. I don't hang out in the world I hustle in. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not in this
That's the
world.
bar right there. I don't hang out in the world I hustle in.
Yeah.
That's the
truth.
bar.
It's the truth. You see it, you talking about bad. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you a Bad Bunny song.
Well, that was a joke. I like Bad Bunny. He's dope.
I don't listen to it. I'm more of a classic guy. I'm more of an artist.
Right.
So if you've been looking, you would be asking me about my art galleries I've been opening up all around the world that no one talks about, because that's not the devil's world. In God's world, in the heaven that I'm in, I've been open, and this is real. I've been opening up galleries all around the world.
We got to research that. But I believe Dame is on his theme.
I've been making music and developing culture all around the world all this time in luxury. I haven't had to move when some white man tells me because they're paying me to do something. I know how to scale. I know how to sustain. I know how to grow a business. What it means is you're always going to be broke because every dollar goes into growth, period. So in this stupid ass world, y'all could call me being a businessman and changing the world and starting all these different verticals and teaching and passing laws and being a part of the OSG, which is hundreds of black principals all over the country, and making education and all the books that my girl Raquel made, and we go into all these schools and we teach them their cognitive skills. Like, if you know anything, you know the biggest problem with us is our cognitive skills and our reading skills. If a kid doesn't know how to read by the time he's in the second grade, they build a jail cell. And then when they go to jail, they give them all these drugs. There's so many issues that I'm dealing with that I don't have time for this shit. And if you ran for office, you know what it is to pass a law, then you should teach it. Because no one taught you how to run for office, and that's an issue. You know what else is an issue? If you're paying attention, that most of the school books that we were educated were made by Mossad. Did you know that?
No.
That's the thing that you need to know.
Who is that for people that don't know?
Ghislaine Maxwell's father, remember the one with SP, the father, is a Mossad agent, and his job was to make school books for American children. So we were educated by, you understand? Do the research. I just think we're too distracted with bullshit. And we need to know the fight and our problems so we can fix them. Why are we so worried about bullshit? Because we can't read. And why? Because we're teaching the old curriculum that Thomas Jefferson implemented for black people to learn how to listen to white people. And we still have the same curriculum now. So we need to know our issues. And regardless of how we feel, unless you get a law passed, it doesn't matter. Did they teach us how to pass laws? No. Why? So I've spent a lot of time with principals, with politicians, congressmen, senators, running up in jails. No press for that. They don't want to ever see me do God's work. But we don't talk about God's work. We talk about the devil's work from 20 years ago when I was a kid. Why don't we talk about what I've done as an adult and how much I pushed the needle in action, not words? That's what I don't understand. That's why the narrative is fucked up. Y'all never talk about God. Y'all only talk about the devil.
Well, that's not true.
Anything you talking about is devil's
That's
work.
not true.
What is it tell me something good you just talked about.
This is not,
Name one
this
positive
is not
thing.
the Today Show.
And
If you want to go to
I
the
didn't
Today
say
Show,
that. I
you
just
go
was
talk
just,
to me about that. This is the Jason Lee Show. I asked
I'm
all the
only
questions.
here to promote OG stories.
Well,
That's what I was here to
Yeah,
do.
but we're going to talk about that. That's a part of it. But if
Well,
they
then
told
this is
you
what
we were here to
they
just
should
talk
have told
about,
you, yo, Dame's coming. You know we ain't gonna want to talk no gossip.
yeah,
But
they
next
can
question.
say whatever
I'm
they
sorry.
want.
Next question.
Okay.
I'll do
you
your
talked
gossip
about
question.
another company.
Next question.
You talked about another company and brand you built, Rachel Roy.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about that. What was the transition out of your first endeavor to build?
And I appreciate that question. So what happened with Rockwear was I was trying to make Rockwear because I knew it wasn't sustainable, an umbrella company, right? Like LVMH. And I wanted to get market share of different kinds of companies. So I was also making, Rockwear Junior's clothes, but I'm hanging out with, Naomi Campbell and Giselle and Victoria Beckham. So I wanted to have a line that I could at least give them clothes. So I had Rachel develop the line. I made her an intern. I made her an intern so she could learn the business. And then I had her run Juniors. And then we started to create Rachel Roy. But when you make a designer line, you have to take loss for a while before you can gain. You have to build the brand. It takes 10 years. It's a whole nother monster there. And we started to sustain losses at Rockwear. And then when we made, they made me follow this trend because Jay was wearing these dress shirts with the cufflinks. And they made me, and I was like, they just overrode me. There was a vote. And they made all these dress shirts. And the next year it was out of style. So we ended up with a lot of inventory and we didn't make as much money. So then all of this is going on. I hope people are following me. I was trying to sell the company. So Tommy Hilfiger was gonna buy the company. I was gonna make $40 million. And the day before we signed the papers, Jay makes an announcement that he's no longer a part of Rockwear and that he's only doing Sean Carter. So they walked away from the deal. That cost $800,000 in due diligence. Because when someone wants to buy a company, lawyers have to go through shit. So we lose there. Every time you put your company on the market to sell and it doesn't buy, the evaluation goes down. So they kept fucking off, and I got subject to these shirts, and I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm selling my interest. And when I sold my interest, I took Rachel Roy. So whatever losses were there, it was like $4 or $5 million. I took that. I took State Property. There was no losses there. We were doing $20 million and all that shit. And then I went and took the money that I made from Rockwear and invested it into Rachel Roy. And then I had to get my own offices. I took the penthouse at Tommy Hilfiger's old penthouse. I built an artillery. Then Andre Leontali became my godfather, and the world changed. And I didn't even hear about hip hop no more. No one was in fashion. I didn't have to see none of those people.
Was
it
it white women buying Rachel Roy?
It was
all women.
It was all women. What happened was Rachel, and if you remember, Oprah Winfrey put Rachel on Oprah, and then I was able to put some pieces on, like, I just knew how to do product placement because of my friends in those circles. You understand what I'm saying? I knew Anna Wintour. I know Anna Wintour. So I was getting advised by the right people in fashion, and I was in the right rooms. That's why I know Donald Trump. I know all of them because that was the fashion circle, was the 1%ers. So I know everybody in that world. You understand what I'm saying? Harvey Weinstein's kids are named Dash and India. Deshania or India. Rachel's friends with all of them. And I just left that world when we got divorced. But yes, I had to lose. When you build a brand, you got to lose money. Anyway, so what was happening was we got into Bergdorf Goodman. And you can't grow a business when it's designer because Bergdorf Goodman is only one store. So to grow a business, you have to go into Macy's. To go into Macy's, you have to pay for everything, and the margins are only 3%. So I had to go get a partner so that I could sustain those losses, give scale, but I lost control of the business. And I wouldn't do that again. And then it was a war. It was a lot that went with that. But yes, it became a $100 million business. But I did that, but no one talked about it. Did you lose control
because you brought in other finances?
Yes, that's why I said, that's why I won't take another injection of money, because you lose control of your business. And if you read the paper, all the war that was me doing it. So she's the face of the company, but I'm behind the scenes banging it out, but nobody knows. And a lot of businesses that are out there today that Well, a couple. I've been behind the scenes hitting them. Because if you see creative things happening, you might not, like, he doesn't know how to do that. Yeah, that was me that told him how to do it. So I don't tell everybody's business. I don't tell everybody I work with. I was able to leave this business because it's petty. I'm able to be an artist, open up art galleries, pass laws, work with schools, and also work with the people I want. So right now, what I'm doing is my version of the Soho House. We finally got this hotel in Chicago. It's members only.
That's with Taylor Bennett, right?
He's one of the members.
Okay.
But he's the one that came and taped everything.
Okay.
But when I went over there, we were redoing the lobby because we want to open the secret party June 12th. It's not secret anymore. But, and I was bringing everybody there that was going to be a member so I could design their room because every member gets to choose a room and they could design it and I could just get what I need because I'm going to have like a TV station or rather a television, like a setup like this, a radio station set up, a lounge, there'll be an art gallery, there'll be all the things you need, a lot of other shit, and people could just use it. And when I do business with people, all my departments are there. It's just collective economics, but I only want to work with a certain amount of people, and it's important because I'm going to teach you right now, and I'm telling everybody, being an entrepreneur is all bullshit. You never get the rest because you always want to grow. So all of us, John Monopoly, Kanye, all of us, we're all working just as hard as we were when we didn't have it. We've hit the top, but we're still trying to grow. So we're always hustling. The bottom line is, what you're doing right now, I would advise you to buy a condo and let this one company own the condo and another company be the Jason Lee Show, which will rent. And the evaluation in the business will be the condo, because you'll be able to pay enough just to pay the mortgage. And then the valuation of the bricks go up. It's just about owning the offices that you're in. The businesses don't have to grow. All you want to do is pay the expenses for the building. That's it. Everything else is bullshit. It's just a carrot being dangled in front, and you're always running because you always pause. Every dollar has to go to growth. But just like Revolt, which was never, ever a company that was funded on its own, it always had $100 million, allegedly, and this is me doing due diligence.
Well, you can do the due diligence. They have big money behind them.
They had a loan. And then they had
the conversation is getting serious when you say
HBC was the loan. There's a couple of investors. And, I ain't going to, again, it's all public now.
Yeah.
But those investors they could be on that list. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why nobody will touch that company, because they wanted a multiple of 10. The multiple in TV is 4. It's not buyable at 10. You know what that means, a multiple? It means 10 years of your profit given up front. But your audience doesn't.
Yeah, they don't.
So that's the reason why I get this narrative, because I'm a businessman that people see. You don't usually see the businessman. The businessman doesn't usually want the rest of the world to learn. And that's the reason why the devil is mad, because I teach.
Well, the reason why I was asking you the questions earlier wasn't necessarily to get into the weeds of the whole Jay-Z thing. It's the fact that you and Jay are street. You're us, your culture. At least that's how we see you. And so when you talk about corporate and then I'm outside, that's the distinction I think people aren't getting, because...
But I'm not outside.
Well, you were back in the day.
I was,
in terms of like
That's
your finger was on the pulse of everything popping.
I was outside. I was with my artists. I'm the one that was fighting with them physically.
Mm-hmm.
So we was fight. Like, you hear the stories. You never seen a businessman do that. You never seen or heard of Elon Musk jumping around, punching in the face for his workers, the people that work with him. Mm-hmm. You never seen him on the front line building a car with them. He's giving orders. I wasn't giving orders. I was doing the orders I was giving because no one else would do it. I was jumping on the stage with Jay-Z because he was boring. Mm-hmm. I was doing. I was directing everyone's videos because no one was doing shit. Mm-hmm. I did everything.
So you were the sauce.
I was Okay. So after I left Rockware, is it still here? After I left Rockefeller, is it still here? Name one company I left that's still here now. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like, how did I walk away from it? When I walked away, you should say to them, why would you walk away from the best businessman in the world?
But here's the deal. All of us, like me, even me, as I feel like I'm somewhat of an insider, I'm not. That's a wall we can't penetrate. Pause.
Because no one will listen.
No, but I mean, I'm listening.
Listen, everything I'm saying to you, I've said for years. Just like when I've been telling people to be independent, right or wrong.
Yeah.
But now they're just listening. I've been to everything that's happening. Like, you got to remember something. I walked away 25 years ago. So now you can't say, if you thought this day was on the wrong side of God, why was you still getting money with him? You can't say that with me. I walked the fuck away. I didn't get pushed away. I walked away. I ran away. I wanted no parts of any of that, and I still don't.
But when people see the current success of
that's
it,
what-
and they don't wonder why.
What current success? I don't see any success. I see everybody under fire right now.
Well,
So if you look
Roc
at
Nation's successful.
if I'm looking at the algorithm right now, it doesn't look so good, and you know this.
No.
So Tasha K is on their head every day, and she seems to be saying what they think the truth is. It's not looking like it's. I'm not seeing anything that I'd want to be a part of right now. Are you? Would you want to be a part of any of the things that are being said?
I like doing my own thing.
I didn't ask you that. I'm just asking you, as a human being,
Yeah.
if you had to be tied to something, would you want to be tied to something that has so many maybes and gray areas? Where they're saying this, that, the third, and so many people have, so it's just.
Well, the one gray
it's
area
just too
that
much.
I see,
I don't want to talk about them.
the one gray area I see popping up is the Desiree stuff. I don't understand the Desiree stuff.
Listen, if she's with the police, you think I want beef with them?
No.
So let's go on.
Okay.
I don't need no problems with the feds. Let's go on.
So
Let's move.
was Rachel Roy, was she Becky with the good hair?
I personally, I don't know. What I know is that she would never. My understanding of it, because I know Rachel, she just said something at the wrong time because she's like socially not there. She doesn't understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I was divorced years after what was said. If that was, I'd be like, damn, why would they do that? But I can't. She told me no.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's bullshit. I think what happened was that she was a trigger because, like, she was still in the same circle. He was coming around, and they might have felt disrespectful, and that would be disrespectful if they're talking or anything. And that could have happened. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard that, but like Rachel would never like tell me. We don't even really talk. We co-parent in a way that I would prefer was different. But her and I have drawn that line years ago. So I wouldn't. I personally don't think so. But and Rachel, from what I heard, that would. But again, if it did, that would be some dumb shit. And if that was the case, that would make homegirl, whoever was married, look very weak if they knew that and continued to ride out. But I don't think so. But I if it did, it would be like, damn, this want everything I got or had. But I never want to bone nothing that my homeboys had. I never want to do that.
You know why people do love and hate you?
That's disgusting.
The way people love and hate Dame Dash is you say what the fuck you want to say, and you just own everything. Like I value like being blunt, being fearless, being all those things, because I recently found myself in the mix where I just made a joke where I said something like, if somebody kills me, Jay-Z did. I just said as a joke. I'm not in this ecosystem of being controlled by corporates and this and this. I'm a fan with the platform. I'm a fan of yours. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of everybody. So I say things, and it set off an experience I had never witnessed before. So I really don't understand what that dynamic is over there. That's why I feel like you're the only one that knows, as like a historical encyclopedia of culture, like how is the wiring? The Leo Cohen thing, I think you said a minute ago, was powerful because people don't understand the algorithms and how you control what people see, say, know, hear. Like it's an interesting beast that people don't see behind the veil. I guess was my point.
Well, people don't understand data and the importance of it. Data is the biggest form of defense for the government. So basically, to me, all this data aggregation, because no one's made any money streaming. Do you know anybody that has?
I know the streamers are making money.
They're getting paid.
Yeah.
And those are sponsors. Have you seen anyone exit this business based on?
I don't know anybody that says they exited
No one's
with
made any money.
$500
It's all
million.
bullshit. That's why I was like, bro, just own the building, man. I've been trying this shit. It's too many. It's just a lot with it. But it's about the aggregation of data, behavior patterns. When you know what people are gonna do before they do it, it's like having an almanac of the future. And they got all that data, and we have none. And people won't understand it now, but they will in a couple of years, how important data is and what we give people that we don't own. And that's the reason why I had to get my own network, is so I could get my own data. But it's not for the money, because I haven't seen anybody make any money from it. But I'm gonna own the buildings that I'm working in for sure. And that's my suggestion to you. This is a great scenario here. I don't know how much you pay, but buy the shit. Or go flip in a bad fucking neighborhood and turn it out by doing culture, and then the evaluation of the bricks go up. So now that I've learned and been around the world twice and done every business you could do, and I'm still here fucking busting my ass, pause, because I always want to take over the world. I'm saying, while you taking over the world, own the bricks you take over the world in, and to fall back on that. If I had have understood that years ago when I had other people's cash flow like I did, it would have all went to owning everything, the bricks, and then I would have been able to leverage those bricks. So once you need to grow, you could get a loan against the bricks if you own them. And that's how you stay independent. The question is how to stay sucker free, how to scale and grow without taking a loan from the devil and being controlled and breaking covenants and losing your company. You know, you saw what happened to Slutty Vegan, and she did great. Like that was her first business, and again, bankruptcy is a tool of business, and people don't even know that. They think it's a tool to be ashamed of, and for her to get to that level and that quick I was always so impressed with her business acumen, because I'm like, you did so much, you got with these people. Of course you got to learn, but I was lucky enough to learn when I was a teenager how to do it better, so that I'm not on a treadmill, running, not losing weight, not going nowhere. And now I'm trying to teach. I'm telling you, it's all bullshit. Fuck the clothing line, own the factory.
But I saw when Slutty Vegan, I saw when Pinky filed, she told her story recently on Housewives of Atlanta about how she filed, restructured, brought it back. You filed for Chapter 7. People don't even know the difference between Chapter 7 and Chapter 11.
But she did a Chapter what?
I thought it was a Chapter 11 based on how she explained it.
So that just means you just get a chance to fucking pay the bills back. They just freeze everything. You don't lose anything, and just put you on a payment plan.
But when you filed the Chapter 7, was that to eliminate clearing everything?
No, that was because and allegedly, that lawyer, Chris Brown, and his alleged conspirators, till this day, even after, they keep hitting me with lawsuits. And every time you get a lawsuit, I got a lawyer up. And every
that
time,
can cost $40,000, $50,000.
You know, just now with Paramount, he sends a letter to Paramount. It stopped all my staff or the Dash Group staff getting paid for like 2 months.
Really?
Because he sends a letter saying I owe him money, and it's just every corporate. You know how corporate is. They shut the fuck down, and that means one department is legal in Texas and other ones in Arizona, and to get it just fucks shit up. So knowing that I'm doing all these businesses, I'm like, because I haven't done a business in my name. All my businesses are for my family. So I'm not putting a business in my name, they're for my family. So there's nothing to collect. And the only thing that was there was something I wasn't making money off of, something that I felt was evil. So I was like, auction that shit. But I'm like, file, so he could stop. And you know what? I think I got to refile, because he keeps suing me. I have another lawsuit in LA with him and Josh Weber, allegedly, for $10 million for defamation on the Breakfast Club. He includes the Dash Group. They just continue. I've never seen anything like this. So I have like lawyers that are obsessed with me, allegedly, or they're.
Thank you for the heavy on the allegedly.
I'm heavy on the get sued elite. I get sued every day. That's why I file.
Yeah.
So I'm not even playing.
So does that then, for educating the audience, does that then shut down all of that?
Yeah. Didn't 50 Cent file?
Against you?
No, he filed he filed chapter. Chapter. I think he did a chapter 4. That's what made me start paying attention to it, because I'm like, how can he do that shit and keep popping shit
every day?
While he was, I'm like, that can't be legal. So then I had to look, and I was like, damn. And then I was looking at Donald Trump, like, I'm a fool. File this shit. It costs less than the legal fees.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about what Charlamagne say. Because I did the interview, and for black people, to bankruptcy shame someone black is the worst thing we could do, because we really need to use that as a tool when we need a break.
No, I filed a Chapter 11 years ago. Years ago, because I had bought my first house. This is before entertainment.
So you filed.
Years ago.
And nobody knew.
Well, this is before I was even who I am. But
wait.
I'm saying now, yeah.
But when I file, it's headlines.
Yeah. Well, I filed because I bought my first house. I didn't know what a balloon payment was.
Right.
Balloon payment was so crazy I couldn't afford it. I was raising my brother at the time, was falling behind on payments, and it was like, you're gonna lose your house in foreclosure. I got foreclosed on. So I filed so my people were like, file a Chapter 11, save your house, come up with a payment plan.
Right.
It was easy. It wasn't until years later somebody said, oh, he's filed for bankruptcy. I'm like,
so
yeah,
what?
and I saved my house and I restructured my loan and then I paid it off.
So it's smart.
It was very smart.
But when I do it,
well, I'm not saying Charlamagne. I'll just say it's
I didn't hear you saying, nah, that's filed. When they were saying Dame filed, you weren't like, that's not a bad thing.
no, but that's why I'm asking you for educational purposes because
Well, you
I
could
did
have
see.
educated him. You just did.
But I think you did in a way, like you said, you outside the street. People do listen.
But you have a Charlamagne.
to us in a different way.
You're right. But a Charlamagne and them that's saying it's a bad thing makes it still.
Do you think Charlamagne hates you?
I think he's paid to do what what he's told to do. Like, because you got to think about Charlamagne allegedly has rapes and all type of shit on his jacket.
Allegedly.
No, now you look, does he not? But he still, no one canceled him for that shit. Who is he to speak? He has so many vices and faults that people just don't, I just don't understand. So my point is, if someone was on the radio saying this every day at 9 o'clock that he shouldn't be able to talk because he's been accused of rape, then he probably wouldn't be able to work. So with them knowing that exposure, why would they still put him there? He has a lot of exposure. So to me, I just think he's paid to do what he said. I just think he's paid to do what he's told. He's a mouthpiece for them. Pause. Black Effect, let's do business, allegedly, is partners with iHeart, right? So all that's happening is they're getting them these people these ads, but who's getting all the data? iHeart. Who's his partner? iHeart. So basically, he's the face to go get black people's data for iHeart.
But in our
He's the face.
But in our situation, where
He's
we're
the-
both now partners to Paramount.
No, we're not partners. We license stuff. We license.
Meaning, when I say partners, meaning
We
we do
license.
get a check from them.
No,
they're not controlling us, but we have a check. We have a relationship with them. So there's a partnership.
In that vertical, I licensed it to him. So when I do clothes and I license my clothes, that's a license. I still
Right.
control. Mine is a domestic
So
license.
you're saying the difference between Charlamagne and iHeart is he has no control.
Owned. He has a salary. And then, of course, like some deal with Netflix, pause. To me, I'm just going by what Tasha K said. That was all bullshit. It was all a front.
I mean, Tasha K.
What I'm saying is,
She's not CNN.
what I'm saying, we're talking about this. Jason Lee isn't CNN. Your
We're
demographic,
closer than Tasha
your
K.
demographic is all in this. The people saying this shit in this world is what I'm talking about. So in this world, the people speaking are actually saying certain things that I'm saying. So it is being distributed. It's just certain people are acknowledging it.
Right.
So again, you asked me about Rock Nation. You could say something about Homegirl. I'm just saying, look what Tasha K's saying. Look what Jaguar White's saying. That's all I'm hearing.
But here's the reason why I asked the question.
So I'm not
is 'cause
saying
of
it's true.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the perception out there.
But I'm asking you.
So you're talking about perception.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about perception.
But I'm asking, like, as a seasoned entrepreneur, so when you look at like a Rockefeller that does partner with a Live Nation, so you're scaling because
I
you're
don't know
able
what
to.
that deal
no,
is.
no, I'm not asking for the deal. What I'm trying to say is, for us as young or black
It
people in
depends
general,
on who owns it.
us as black people, as we're growing, as you know, OPP, other people's money, OPM,
It doesn't work
other
for me.
people's money. Is there a degree of accepting other people's money as long as you keep control that you're able to use it to
It's the
scale?
relationship. It's who you're in business with. So I'm in business with people. They're just not the devil. So I'm not getting into business with people that actually want to promote that they gave me money. Because that's what happens. Why do you think there's an announcement when some other culture gives us money? So it makes us look like we're dependent on them.
Right.
They give us a big check to be an employee. So just logically speaking, how is it a big deal for a billionaire to have a job at the NFL? That's not a big deal for a billionaire. Why would that be even an announcement? You understand what I'm saying? It's just a job. You get paid to do a job. I don't get paid to do a job. I might license my stuff, but no one gives me a salary and tells me when to wake up, what date to go anywhere, or any of those things. Within our contracts, like you said, agreements, we have our boundaries. You make your boundaries within your agreements. That's not what these people have. You understand? Like the money that I'm doing and that I'm making in this deal, it's not enough to fund my business. It's not even enough to fund the TV show. I ended up losing money, but I own it. You understand what I'm saying? I pay for it, then I license it. My first check came after I handed in 3 episodes. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't to pay me. It was them renting my stuff. That's what it was. It's a licensing deal. So that's a different dynamic. Even the deal that I had with Def Jam was a different dynamic than they had ever seen. They're used to people having artist deals. They don't know how to deal with me. A young kid that's an actual partner with them, they're thinking I'm a manager or some dumb shit. It's just that I don't look like what I am. I don't look like the genius or the angel that I am. That's not how God comes. You have to pause, figure out God. And by the way, I've had this epiphany. God doesn't give you direct messages. The way God communicates is you have to figure out life, right? Who else does that? Women. Women don't tell you shit. You got to figure them out. It's a godly way. What creates life? Women. So if God was betrayed by the devil would be betraying him by pretending he was God. That's what man does all day. Man pretends they run the world. But women should run the world because they're the closest thing to God in the way they communicate. So before I say he or she, I don't care. I don't trust men. I think God's a woman. Why you think so many men want to act like women?
What you pointing at me for? I don't act
You
like a
fuck
woman.
with dudes. That's a
Yeah,
good,
but I'm more than a lot of you roll with. Let me tell you something. Y'all have friends that suck dick and don't even know.
But why would a want to suck a
I don't
dick?
know why they do. You got to ask your friends.
Let me ask you as a man. Why you
You
don't
got to
like
ask your
girls?
friends. But when you
Why you don't
wait,
like girls?
wait,
Why you don't
you're
like
assuming.
girls?
But for
I'm
you to point
asking
at
you.
me,
So
hold
you get
on,
mad.
hold on.
You always
No,
get mad.
no, I'm not mad. I'm just.
I want to know
I'm
why
just
you a
somebody
man
gay
that doesn't
can
like
challenge
girls.
your theory
I'm
that a
asking you why
gay
you don't
man
like
is less
girls.
than a man.
Why don't I didn't say less?
No, but when you pointed at
let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
It doesn't matter.
All right, let me ask you a question so I can
Go ahead,
understand.
ask a question.
Let me
But
understand.
let's level set. Do you think a gay man is less than a man?
Not at all. I just think a gay man has sex with other men, and I just don't know why. If there's women, why are you more attracted to men than women? I'm just asking.
Why are there men wearing Timbs in the hood that are straight sucking dick? I don't know. Why all that exists. It's an ecosystem of people being whatever they want to be.
But
people are free to be who without.
I'm
We're not
judging
living in
it.
it,
See,
but we're not living in a world.
You know what the problem is? When someone asks you a question, you act attacked.
No.
I'm asking a question so I can understand.
Right, and I'm giving you the answer.
No, you're acting attacked.
I'm giving you the answer.
It's triggering you. Forget it.
Well, you just have to see how you set up the question. We'll play this back later. No, because,
No, because you're going to make it sound a certain way. I'm curious to know. Because this is my thing, right?
James, there's been a few homophobic undertones.
I'm not homophobic now. See, that's that. No. If I was homophobic, I wouldn't be next to you. I wouldn't invite you to my studio.
I'm not saying you're homophobic.
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
I'm not saying you're homophobic.
None of that bothers me.
I'm not saying you're homophobic.
None of that bothers me. I just wanted to ask a question. This is what I said.
Okay, what's the question?
I said that women are godly.
Okay.
To the extent that sometimes men want to act like women because they're so close to God.
Well, then you went like this.
And you were, to me, act a little like a girl.
Okay, but you're...
You act like a girl. You have a fucking statue dick right there. Pause.
Right.
That's girl shit.
But some people,
you can't do that. You can't put a fucking eggplant right there and not tell people to be like, yo, you're fucking with people.
Some men would say you're emotional like a woman.
No.
Yeah, I would think so.
How would you know?
I mean, there's been women
only
here
gay
who are
people
less.
Don't say that.
That's not true.
No, they don't. You wouldn't know you're gay.
Okay.
You're talking about, you're saying it from a gay man's perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
you're a
something
little more emotional than the average man.
There's something triggering.
Wait a second. I'm not triggered at all.
There's something triggering about men who confront your theories. They become gay or feminine or less men.
No, it's not true at all.
Okay.
That's called gay green lighting. That's pink lighting. You're pink lighting me. Don't pink light me.
Why do you hate Cameron so much? What's going on with that?
Because he betrayed me.
He did?
Yeah. Betrayal. He's not loyal. You know, he went and he talked about my children. Like, you know, I never ever thought he would be that guy, but I actually saw the signs. And then when I reflected things that I let slide, I shouldn't have. But you know, Fredo, I don't like the fact that he has cheap teeth and they're so big. Pause. And I hate his suits. He dresses like old school Steve Harvey. And I hate the fact that he's now...
Harvey kid is stray.
No, he doesn't. No, old school. He
has
a better style.
You know them
suits
I know what you're talking about. I know back in the day.
The back in the day, Harvey.
King of comedy, Steve.
And I just didn't see that for him to be a gossip guy, talking about me all day, and having those big ass cheap teeth. You know, pause. And he just continues to talk about me, but he's one of my bigger disappointments. Looking at him doing wrestling and getting slung around and then having all these opinions on sweaty men. It's just not what I saw. For Cam was cooler than that. He's Fredo now. I just wish I knew that's who he was all this time.
Well, it's kind of crazy because didn't you kind of put Dipset on?
I did.
Right. So that's the betrayal that I put you on.
It's not only that. I mean, I grew up with Cam. Like he said things about, he fucked with my kids, man. And I saved them. Every time somebody bothered him that I knew about, I saved them. So I don't know how he could do that, but I just think probably somebody got pictures of him and they might be making him do shit allegedly. or I don't know what happened.
Pictures of what, Dame?
I just think, well, if you look at the news, a lot of what's happening is people are getting blackmailed by getting caught doing things based on their vices. And then at that point, they have to do what they're told. Are you not paying attention to the world?
Well, I'm paying attention to
So then don't
the,
act like you don't know. It's
to
just
the
a waste of time.
conspiracies. Yeah.
It's not conspiracy. It's in the files. Did Puff not get caught with a fucking house with a bunch of cameras in it? Yes or no? Did Epstein have a house with a bunch of cameras in it? That's logical. So that means that's the game they play. I'm like, oh, they do the house, but I just don't have those vices. I don't hide who I am. So there's no vices for me to hide or get caught or get tempted with.
Right.
I'm one with God. The devil can only get in your heart if you have evil in it. But if you got pure heart, you can sit with every kind of devil. They can't do nothing.
So the $300 million, that's
What $300 million?
that you filed against Cam.
Oh, that was a demand letter. But then during the bankruptcies, I can't even sue nobody, so I gotta wait. But he keeps talking about me, and they keep saying I'm lying. How I'm supposed to do business, and they keep saying I'm lying, and it's not the truth. And they keep conspiring to fuck with me. So look everybody gets sued over everything. These niggas say they talk about me all the time. I'm a dude that really doesn't want to walk into a courtroom. I don't want to see a CO or have to ask or get online or any of those things. I hate walking through the airport. It's too much. It's so humbling going to court. I hate going to court, but I love it because I can get right in front of it. I love depositions. I don't have to go to court for that, and I can show up.
I need to see your depositions.
You ever
online.
saw it? Google it.
Are they online?
What? You didn't see the one where I'm like with Chris Brown? Google it. And that's the one wait till I make this fucking doc. And then they're trying to make a doc about me. This shit is hilarious.
Well, you can make your own documentary.
I have my own network.
Right, but why don't you make your own documentary so you can? Okay.
It's being made. My book's being written now, and I'm doing the doc. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I decided to do it from my own studio that I own.
How do we create a network where like you, 50, the Jays of the world, all of you cultural icons who know business, who can take the younger group like us who are like trying to shepherd into the industry and get it right? How do we build a coalition where we can all come together and figure out how to control the culture?
Let me ask you this. If 50 is funded by white people, do you think he'd be allowed to do that?
I'm not at that level yet, to be honest
I'm
with
going
you.
to tell you no.
Okay.
So the ones that are funded by them can't be a part of that coalition because their job is to stop us. That's why they get so much money. So it would have to be the independent, like-minded people that would do that. So I tried to do this before, right? So, I used to hang out with Giuseppe Cipriani, right? You know what that is? You ever go to Cipriani's?
Yeah.
Giuseppe owns it. That's my man.
Okay.
So he opened it, and like the one in Wall Street is right next to all the bankers and all that, right? So in his club upstairs in Soho, that's where all the bankers used to be. And they used to loan them money, I would think, so they could be in the club. And we were in there talking. I was like, yo, I was cool with Shaquem, with Latifah. He was cool with Will Smith, JD, JR, whoever was fucking with his shit. And a woman I had met, I'm cool with Jamie Foxx. And so it was Latifah, Jamie Foxx, Will Smith, and me. I'm thinking of anybody else. So I told him, what if I could get all of them and I get a loan to make a movie, $25 million each. They'll all star in their own movie, and then we'll all star in one together. So when you finance, there's usually someone that has the equity and someone that does the loans, like that. But the guy that does the equity, who puts the money up, was like, is Harvey Weinstein down? And again, we always used to be in the same club. I was like, hell no. He was like, fuck yeah, I'm in. So I went to LA, we had the meeting, and this is when, what was that movie that Will Smith did when he was like living on the train, Pursuit of Happiness, maybe?
Pursuit of Happiness.
So he was touring it in Europe. So they called in, all the managers, and I told them to play, and they were like, all right, we with it. Hung up the phone, and I remember Jamie Foxx's girl, I forgot her name, I love her, I don't know what she's doing. And she was like, yo, Dame, we've been trying to do this for a while, but if you could do it, we down. But JR's gonna fuck it up, right? And I went back, got the LOIs, everybody signed it, and when in that world, and unless you bring them exactly what you say, they're not fucking with you, and then they don't fuck with you no more. So you got to do what you say. So JR and them, I can't find them, and Shaquem had brought him. So I'm like, Shaquem, where the fuck is whoever this dude? I think it's JR, right? Is his name? I
don't know.
But anyway, months later, it fucked me up. They laughing at me at Cipriani's like, we knew you couldn't do it. Don't even come at us no more. And then they say that Jay calls and it says, or we decided to go with a fund. And this was a loan. We just had to pay it back. And they said if we did that, they were going to give us $1 billion. So I tried. I tried.
Why is it so hard for us to work together?
It's because one of us is always a spy for them. One of us is always getting paid by them to hold us down. And that sounds logical. That sounds like history repeating itself. It's always a Judas. It's always one of them that's so selfish that wants to be cooned out and look good to sacrifice for everyone else. Didn't you read the Bible, the Last Supper? One of his disciples flipped on him. He was at the table with him. It's always someone that's at the table with you, usually the one closest to you, because he's the one that admires you the most. He's the one that wants to be you. And that's a man's nature, to want to be the boss and to want to be, that's why I surround myself with women. I don't trust dudes.
Okay, let's get into the new series over at BET, because I went over and joined the creator studios with BET. You mentioned Louis Carr, new CEO over there who's killing it. You're now over there at BET.
And he should have been the CEO. He does the sales.
He's the money guy.
He's the money guy.
And he almost he's like us, but he also.
Well, here it is. When I was trying to buy Revolt, that's who I would have got to do the sales. So I wasn't going to buy, but we were talking about it. But you could ask him. He'll know. He knows. So when I was trying to buy I would always call him for advice. And so I was trying to buy Afro TV, and he was like, man, I don't want to say nothing, but it was like they didn't have enough subscribers for him to scale it.
Right.
So I wouldn't make a move unless he would say, nah, because, he's the only person that's been able, him and Ray, but him, to get $400 or $500 million worth of ads for linear ads for the last, 30 years? He basically made BET. So to me, whenever I had an issue with BET, I would go to the ad department, because I'd be like, I'm pulling all my shit, all my ads, if y'all gonna fuck me over.
Right.
So he should have always, it's always logical for him to be the boss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, now, and he's real black and shit. He got the Waymakers, little afro and shit. You know what I mean? He's like a real.
But he's smooth like Billy D though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Because, no disrespect to Scott, but he's like a banker, a lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
That was running it before.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a reflection of like.
You're talking about Scott Mills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, like I spoke to him once about acquisition of BET. The deal didn't make sense. It's not like when someone says they're going to buy a television network, it doesn't mean their money. It means they're sophisticated and savvy enough to go raise it based on certain scenarios, in the financial world.
This is very interesting talk from Dame. Very interesting.
That's all it means. So that's why you'll notice that most of the people that were running these TV shows are lawyers, is because they know how to structure deals. But they have no understanding of the creative process. And that's why the industry is going down, because deal makers have been the ones that are running the companies, not creatives. Now, tell somebody to say that's dumb, that knows this business. They tell me I'm stupid.
So OG Stories at BET, what's that talk show going to give us?
It's not a talk show at all. It's a docuseries. And you want me to show you a trailer? It's the first tranche of My Paid in Full. So it's the docuseries, and this season's called My Paid in Full. And it basically follows the coke from Colombia all the way down to Harlem, to everybody that was involved when I used to sell drugs. And these are my friends that are because the ones they don't talk about are the successful ones that didn't end up dying and going to jail.
And these are people that made it out.
Okay. So I'm interviewing them and telling their story.
Is Desiree in there?
Why would she be in there?
It was a joke.
But why that?
We can cut that out.
You want to play? You don't have to, but the thing is, the stuff that's affiliated.
Because some people make it out, I think.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
Some people, what's alleged with them is, if it's true, you don't want a problem with the feds. So please, don't get me hot.
Okay.
Those jokes, they're petty over there. I don't want the feds fucking with me anymore.
Okay.
That's why. So the rumors are we deal with the feds, right? So if anyone, Vlad, alleged, all of that, that means if it's true,
Yeah.
then I have problems. That means the feds are all over me, right? So that's why I prefer you not do that.
Okay, got it.
Like,
So the people,
you see, I'm minding my business. I'm gonna listen to my rock and roll. I want to open my studios, my members only clubs. I just want to be creative. I don't care about that world. It's made to distract.
but in the docuseries, when you're following these people who made it out, these are people that were heavy in it, but now they're on the other side. Are they telling those experiences they went through when
how
they
they
were in
got
it?
there.
Yeah.
But intricate ones, like what you're thinking, not glorifying it, so you can learn from it, and how they transitioned out. But they went through some hellified shit. So my brother Jay Black, did you see Paid in Full?
I haven't.
That's gay.
Oh wait, I have seen Paid in Full. It's been a while. I've seen it. I don't really watch a lot of stuff. I did see Paid in Full. I don't remember it though.
That's gay.
Okay, I'll take that.
We can't
one.
even talk about
I'll
this.
take that one. I'll take that one. I'll take that.
You know, if you didn't see Paid in Full and you talking
No,
to,
I have seen Paid in
that's
Full.
what we beefing about.
Wait, I've seen Paid in Full, but it's not
go
like
watch Paid in Full.
it's not like I have
Go
Boys
watch
in the
Paid in
Hood,
Full.
Colors, and everything.
Go
on
watch. I don't
repeat.
care about all that. I'm talking about Paid in Full.
Okay,
No real.
I will watch Paid in Full today just
And
so
then we'll talk about it at the studio.
Okay, perfect.
And then we could have a better conversation. And I'll do you one better.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely not homophobic. We can go to my studio and we'll watch the episode.
Okay.
And I'll let you get the exclusive.
Okay.
Because I gave you such a hard time. Pause. But I just think that shit is bothering me right there. It's hard to talk. You got me looking at it. That's fucked up. I think that's like a gay test right there. So if a nigga looking over there and grins, then you know you got him or some shit. It's some old.
You didn't give me a hard time. You gave me a great interview. I think you're a great interviewer. I think you're a great guest to have. I won't lie. Even though you hate Charlamagne and he secretly is trying to destroy you, I love that back and forth. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
But that's what the interviews are supposed to get.
Didn't bother me. He was hurt.
Obviously, you're not homophobic. You know, a couple undertones, but
No.
you know, I think that
No.
I think that-
You're a pink lighter. You're a pink
Hey,
lighter.
pink lighter's funny.
No, it's true.
Okay, wait. Can I
You're
go
a
back?
pink
I do want to say one thing. Okay.
Pink light.
Wait, I do
That's
wanna
who
say-
Jason Lee is. When I said this, he said, pow, pow.
Wait, can I say something? Now, you're
was
right.
crazy,
You know what?
man.
Earlier you said something. I didn't know Aaliyah, but she was the most beautiful. I only met her twice.
Yes.
She was the most beautiful
Illest.
girl, nice. She smelled good. All I remember is
Everything.
how positive she was. I met her the
Everything.
first
Angel.
time in San Jose when she was watching MC Light. She was on the side of the stage like a fan watching Light, and it was like, she was just so nice and sweet. Every time, I only met her twice.
So let me ask you a question. Why you think she was in love with me and I was in love with her?
The reason
I
I
must
bring-
be an angel.
I'm not gonna go there.
Why angels only love?
Wait,
She's not gonna love a devil.
I will say, I did love your love story because of how protective you were when you're with her and when she died. Because I do feel like, you know, there's moments in life where we all
Nigga, I
remember.
was in love, bro. My heart was broken.
Yeah.
My heart's still broken. You never lost, like that. That was. I was never prepared to be. I fell in love with her by accident, and it was a feeling I never knew could exist, and it got taken from me.
How did you two even connect? Because you're very different.
It was because of.
Were you were always like this, like on like energy like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was.
And you're from Harlem.
Because she honestly, so many people have portrayed themselves as real, and when she got with one, she just, a lot of people abused her. You know, that's another thing. I'm like, man, she was a kid, and it was the shit that
She was a woman when she was with you.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But she was a kid when they fucking destroyed her, and a grown man was, doing all type of foul shit as a child. For me, when I hear about that type of shit with other people, because it hits hard, I saw what it did to somebody, and when she finally got happy, she died. Like, no one's prepared for that shit. But like, it's not like a girl that I used to fuck with. This was like, this probably.
I mean, y'all were, we saw y'all as like on the way to getting married.
We were.
Yeah.
Like, it only because of our, like, we didn't want to love each other that much. We just loved each other so much because we were so on the same sheet of paper. And, again, what happened was, there was a photo shoot. This is how it really happened. There was this photo shoot in the Vibe. It was the It Girls. So it was Natani, Kadada, Bijou Phillips, and Aaliyah. And they were like the It Girls. Y'all weren't around. Y'all wasn't outside, but that crew was running shit. And there was a photo shoot. So Natani was like my best friend. Like, I always had girls as best friends, and she was the model that was killing it because her mother does all the shows, so she always had a spot. But she was the hot chick in the city. Like, she would throw parties with Giselle. Natani ran shit. So I went with Natani, and Aaliyah was there, and Kadada was there, and Bijou was there. And I have the pictures. I had this red shirt on because I had the first tennis chain. I was the first one. So I had the tennis chain on, had the red Nike Airs, high top, ball headed, and we talked all day. But what we started to talk about is this book. This Kadada induced this book, The Seed of the Soul. And it's funny because I hear Jay always saying that's his favorite book, and that's like I'm the one that put you and the whole crew on that, and you still saying that's your favorite book. But if you believe in that shit, it's not gonna work out for you. So we, after that photo shoot, we went to the bookstore. We all bought the book and read it, and we had like a book club, and that's how we got connected.
Yeah.
And from there, it just became like the ultimate hang. We just hung out all the time. It was just a good hang. And we just ended up never wanting to stop hanging out. And that's what happened. So Jay was trying to get at her. I was trying to get at her. A lot of people was trying to get at her. But Aaliyah was like, she'll go to dinner with you, but she just wasn't gonna fuck. But she'll let everybody get their shot. So a lot of people were really in love with her. So I convinced Natani to convince Aaliyah to go to the Hamptons July 4th. And we all rented a house there, me and Jay.
Is that when they did that white party?
Yeah, that's that party that they're like, that Puff's party. So at that time, it was up for grabs. So me and Jay, we all both throwing in our bid.
Wait, but did you both know you were putting your bid in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. But it wasn't like, until someone scores, it's on. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So, and I was just on fire. Like I was just funny and everything was landing. It was just.
But were you doing that because you knew, like, because y'all were in love?
Not until after.
Okay.
But
you didn't know you were gonna, like.
I didn't know I was gonna fall in love. I just wanted to smash.
Okay.
You feel me? So I was just trying to get that on my jacket.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah.
So, that night at Puff's party, I think because everyone was so corny, and what it was because you see those pictures like Jay's, over, and that's how I was. Like I didn't even want the people to know, and I guess Jay was like, "I'll take that, like make it look like he was fucking with her." All right, but I'm going home with her. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that was the same night. Those pictures of that was all the same night.
Oh wow!
And then we left early, and and I remember because I'm not gonna say a name, but it was a girl that used to work for us. You probably know her, and she was like, "Damon, fuck me," because she was drunk. And I was like, "Get the fuck out of here, you drunk." And she was like, "You're a fucking bitch. You better come fuck me." And I had Aaliyah upstairs. I'm at the stairs like, "Yo, I'm telling Shaka, you too drunk." And then she had to go get help after that. And then, we did what happened. And I remember going down the steps and telling Jay, and it wasn't the usual reaction. Like, "Oh, okay," it was like, this is gonna be bad for me. And because all his friends knew he was, so they teased him over that.
But you guys locked in after that?
Nah, he went and did a project with R. Kelly. We locked out.
No, you and her locked
after
in.
that,
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
No, after that it was
I mean, you guys were almost inseparable.
Inseparable,
Yeah.
bro. Every second.
I think that was the only time
I did not want, I just, again, to her, everyone was corny.
Yeah.
To me, everyone was corny.
Yeah.
To Kadada, everyone was corny.
Yeah.
So like we were like a team that was just like, and we all had experienced everyone's corniness.
Out of a book club.
So we would, out of a book club,
Crazy.
and we would just laugh at how stupid everybody was. Like we just thought everybody was a clown. Like we weren't in that world. Like I said, I didn't hustle where I hung out.
Yeah.
So I hung out with the Jew crew. Pause. And that was like Kadada, Samantha Ronson, Charlotte Ronson, Jen Meyer. Like we all went to Never Neverland. Like we did like fun shit. I don't like that hood shit. I did that already. I like to do shit, but like, I think it's cooler to hang out with girls.
But when you got with her, I don't think we've ever seen you, what's the word?
Happy.
That's what I was describing, happy.
That's what love looks like.
And did she bring that out of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was happy, but I was still looking. So there's a calmness that you have when you don't have to keep searching. So once you're in like a bathtub full of girls naked, and you're like, I'm good.
Pause.
Because you wouldn't do that.
Never.
But that wouldn't be a pause. But I guess that's it. What's gay pause? What do y'all do?
Gauze.
That
Gay
sounds.
pause.
That's
We're
gay.
just
Gauze is crazy.
You said pink lighting. That's the new. I'm gonna use that shit.
I know you are. You're pink lighter. So what I'm saying is, once you like, because there's girls everywhere, and you're like, I'd rather not fuck it up, then you know you in love. So once I wasn't like titties didn't distract me no more, and vagina, and I was just like, I just want to be with my girl. I ain't gonna say I was, I was still fucking off. The last time I saw her was at the video, and
Oh, you were there?
yeah, that's why I was hot. I was mad because I told her don't do that video because I knew Hype was gonna he always does this. So he always says let's do another scene somewhere else so he could get your budget, and I knew it because he just done it with Big Pimpin'. So I was like, nah, and I had to go home because I had my kids with me. So I rented this house, and I had all my kids with me, my nephews and shit, and my son. And I was going down there because Freeway and the state property were, I had them in the house doing an album. And her favorite artist of Rockefellers was Freeway, which is why I did my rock and roll project with Freeway, because that was her favorite artist. And I also think he's a rock star. That's why I was down there. I was at the video set. There's pictures of me there and all that shit. She's wearing a Rockefeller chain. So we had got into it. I'm like, I told you she was gonna do this. She's like, I just gotta do it. It's a way longer story than that, why she had to do that video. And she was like, when she left, she was like, and when we get back, I need to talk to you about the girls. Because before that, she didn't care about the girls because we didn't have this commitment to each other. It was as long as she was the queen when I was there. But that was the first time that she did say anything about that. Was the other thing about Aaliyah. She was so confident that she didn't care about girls around me. She actually liked it. That's the circumstance I met her. So she knows girls like me, and I like girls, and I'm just not that comfortable around dudes. I don't trust them. So that was the first time she had ever said, like, we're gonna talk about the girls when I get there. And I was like, and I had one other argument with her, and it was about, she was like, when she first came home from Australia, she was like, because we had made this agreement not to fall in love. Like, we were like, we can't fall in love with each other. So when she came back, yeah, because we knew I didn't want to fall in love with an R&B singer that has to do kissing scenes with and be in studio. That's the furthest thing from what I want for my wife. Like, for another man to have that kind of time.
And for people who are growing up in the era where they don't know Aaliyah or don't remember, she was like the baddest.
Yes. And that's why she was with me. Yeah. When the coolest tells you the coolest, it's hard for you not to get very confident. But either way, when she first came back, she was like, I think I want to tell you I love you. And I was like, I thought you didn't want to do that. And she got upset. And then I was like, all right, I love you. And that was it. That was the only time we ever had an argument. I don't know if I wasn't with her long enough to have one, but I don't have any memory of any bad moment with her. I don't have a memory of being upset with her because I didn't get a chance to. It's a gift and a curse. Maybe something would have happened down the line that we hated each other and then I didn't care. But I got the fall in love, like, and I wouldn't change it because I would have done anything. After I know what I experienced, if I would have never experienced that kind of love, I would never know how to identify it or the signs. So that's why with women, I just look for signs. That's what I was telling you. I'm like, I don't even fuck with a girl unless I could see Aaliyah in a girl. Unless I know that Aaliyah would like her and be all right with her being around, even if she was here in the physical. Because Aaliyah never stopped me from hanging out with girls because she knew she doesn't want, your girl doesn't want you around a bunch of dudes. Because what are dudes doing? They running around trying to get ass. A girl wants you around. You know what happens with the girls, with my girl? They all report back to her. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and I want to clear this up. There was some rumor about the Queen of Harlem, who's she's one of the people that the story's about. She runs Harlem, and you'll know about her later. But I guess somebody out there, my girl told me about it, said that my girl Rocky was mad because I was fucking with the Queen of Harlem, and about my son and all that, and Queen of Harlem went crazy, and I was like, shit, I wish. But the difference, because it's definitely not the truth of it, but just Queen of Harlem is fine. Like, God damn, wait till you see her. She's ridiculous. I wish that was the case, but the only way my girl would have been mad is if I didn't bring her home. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I just would have, because I don't cheat on my girl. You know what I'm saying? Or we just have we have a great relationship, but that's bullshit. It bothered the Queen of Harlem. I wish I did, but dead all those rumors now. That's my son's godmother, and I was telling her, like, you can't let that type of shit bother you. And she was like, well, this is my neighborhood. I know these people. They can't just be saying that, and I'm not gonna let nobody say nothing about my godchild. She really loves my son Dusko. This is the first time I've ever been able to raise a kid with the mother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's always gonna be rumors, and I want people to understand that I'm a rock star. I ain't no fucking a teacher, or I don't have to work for. I am a rock star, but I'm a family rock star. But I'm never gonna violate a woman or her trust. I'm very honest. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna get with a woman knows I'm a rock star. But she's gonna be comfortable with the women, so comfortable that the women don't even wanna fuck with me because they too cool with her. So she gets comfortable with the girls. It's the greatest. I think girls need to practice that shit, because then there's a loyalty between girls. You know what I'm saying? So every girl that works with me and all that shit, they all my friends. And I'm not saying I don't, they're my friends. You understand what I'm saying? And they all get cool with Rock. And if something was gonna happen, it's not gonna happen without all three of us.
Right.
Because it's 2020 fucking 5.
Well, we're not doing threesomes at not these
I didn't say we're doing threesomes. I said if it would be that way.
Okay.
But you have to find, if you're gonna bring a girl to your girl, that girl better be just as much as a queen as your girl. Because you don't want nothing dirty on your girl. What if you don't do that? So I'm not saying that it happens all day, but I'm saying that if I'm gonna do that, that's the only circumstance. She'd have to approve it, and we'd have to join. But I'm saying in this day and age, I think that's better than cheating or getting a hooker or any one of those things, and it's very respectable.
So you talk.
But I would never. That's not happening with the Queen of Harlem. That's what I was making it then.
Yeah.
That's not happening with the Queen of Harlem.
So we're shutting that rumor down.
And she's like, I respect her more than anything in the world. And I don't want that relationship compromised because stupid perception. Like the relationship she has with my son, that's my first son, my first child to mess with a black girl. He's 5 years old. His girlfriend is black because he spends so much time with the Queen of Harlem. I'm like, you gotta stay in his life. He needs that fundamental. You know, so I just don't like when shit like that happens, when I have a good thing, a good family environment, and because I'm a rock star, you might try to say something's rock star happening that's not, if you can follow what I'm saying. That's all. So I wanted to get that clear for the Queen because I know she was bothered about it.
So let's go back really quick. When you talked about they tried to destroy, they destroyed Aaliyah.
I didn't say they tried to destroy. What are we talking about?
Well, when you talked earlier about,
I just don't know what happened. I know that a grown man was fucking her and raping her when she was a child.
You know, the reason I was asked, we had
I know this for a fact.
We had K. Michelle here where she said when R. Kelly when all that was happening, that there were mothers in the kitchen cooking. Who do you blame?
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
Without, you know, like I said, it's a very fucked up situation, and it's so many layers of gray areas and smoke. I don't have direct answers. I just go by logic. But there were some things that went on that I didn't like.
But at least we were able to see you love her in the most appropriate way, hold her down, not just when y'all were together. I remember pictures of y'all. I mean, you know, obviously you guys were famous and everywhere out in the news at the time. But I like how I really respect how you held her down when she passed away. Because for those fans like me who had been able to meet her and then fall in love with her and then see like she was on this meteoric rise like right at that time.
She didn't deserve what happened.
Right.
And it wasn't shit and I couldn't protect her. So how do you think that makes me feel?
That's what I was gonna ask. Who was there for you at that time?
Rachel, Stacy, Dash, and her mother, Linda, who died. It was a lot of women that came around that made sure I was all right. So the first person at the door was Rachel. I got very needy when it came to women, and I had them around me nonstop, all day. And they all helped me get through it. So the women helped me get through it.
What is the biggest, I just want to point this out because people are watching. You get really calm when you talk about, like when we bring up the Aaliyah stuff, your whole demeanor changed. Even how you like enjoyed thinking, I can see you talking and thinking, and I'm glad that there's some things in your life that you've experienced that have brought you an extreme amount of peace, because that seems to be one of those things.
My life is very peaceful. I live on a lake. I come out when I feel like it. I retired at 35. So, you know, I come out to fight, and then like Thanos, I go relax. But I'm not out here to do nothing but fight. What am I here for? So I'm here, this is the ring. when I get out the ring, I have puppies around me, babies around me, women around me, lakes around me. If you notice, we weren't here because I was so much earlier than you, that I spent all my time being inspired by music and the view. I don't like being in a small room when the whole world is out there that I need to take over. I need inspiration at all times. So I'm just different in that way. And I've been able to architect my world based on my success so early to never have to compromise and only go places I feel like it. I don't have to do this interview, but it was like, yeah, he's there. And also I'm here to open up our members only studio that you're invited. And you could even be a member.
Okay.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you weren't here, I wouldn't have been.
It's not like I'm not letting anybody gay be members.
No, the pink lighting you've been doing on the show is great. This is.
She's gonna reverse that on me. They pause.
How the gays
Super
do it.
pause,
That's how we do it.
Yeah, you'll reverse everything. Pause.
Absolutely.
Pause.
Okay, the last question I want to ask you is, and by the way, I really can't wait until I come to your studio to do the interview. I'm coming. What's the biggest misconception about Dame Dash?
That I'm not laughing more than I'm mad. Like I laugh at people all day long. I have fun all day long. I think they want this visual. That's why everyone is so mad, because I won't hang out with them no more. They be like, it's like I'm not, y'all don't deserve my, I'd be like, I only want to be around people that make me want to, have fun. That's why I got away from the music business, because I was yelling all the time. I'm in an environment where it's like I smoke weed all day, I listen to music all day, and I'm creative. I'm able to architect my world where while my son's in school, I work. When he goes to sleep, I go do Dame After Dark in the studio. I go to all his tennis lessons, all his golf lessons. I go to all his teams, all his meetings. I pick him up from school. I do everything with him. And that's, to me, wealth, because the people I live around are like third generation wealth. That's where I live, not like new money. I live around old money, but what happens is these are the kids of the rich parents that are adults that I'm living next to. And I see how they live. That's all they do is hang out with their kids. And that's wealth. And that's what I do. I'm not gonna spend more time outside than I am. That's why you don't see me very often. I'm raising my little son, Dusko. And everyone's enjoying watching that. So if you look at my Instagram, that's what you see. My force is my lifestyle. I have a very wealthy lifestyle, way more wealthier than anyone that's outside every day that doesn't go home to their family and eat dinner at the table and is outside with strangers and they consider their workers their family. That's not wealth. That's conditioning. I'm not conditioned, I'm shampoo, pause. I'm not conditioned. I wash.
No, listen, I can't wait to see the project over at BET, and I'm sure there's going to be more than just that one. If you
I'll show you the whole network.
No, but if you're tied with if you're building a network, if you have your network, you're going to build more stories, more content. You're going to license it.
I'm going to be doing script. Not only, but to me, like again, these cameras right here and the amount of time we just took to talk, I could have shot 10, 20 pages. I'm nice. I'm a real filmmaker. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd rather do something that gives me residual income, because this talking shit, you got to do it every day. It's too much. You're going to be tired your whole life. But if you make a movie, you could be sitting by the pool 10 years later and get a check if you own it for something that you didn't do or put money into for 10 years.
I'm working on my first movie right now.
Well, I can shoot it to me, because I got lenses. What kind of cameras are those? What kind of Blackmagic? Yeah, so I could put I have Zeiss lenses. It's 3 cameras. I could shoot a movie with this. I could shoot a movie in here. If there's no violence in it, I'm shooting 20, 30 pages a day, while most people shoot 3. I got my own lights. Like, I'm really a director. I'm really a producer. I made the music because I'm a rock star. I'm in a rock band. So I made the music in the TV show. I directed it. And I damn near, I'm like right now, I'm gonna have an editing session on a Zoom today, probably like 2. I edit with my editors. So I'm more of a creative. I'm the one with the paintbrush. I do everything. So that will be, because people are used to me being a superhero and doing everything. But my point is, in this place right here, I could shoot a movie or a TV show. I could have done 20 minutes, which would have been an episode, 22 for linear, with you starring in it and everyone in here, for the same amount of time it took for us to do this. It just takes me to block. I set my shit up 15 minutes and I don't hurry up and wait. I have everything, because you got lights. And you be doing a cooking show right there, but y'all be doing mad shit in
I
here.
think we have 14 cameras actually.
If you have 14 cameras, you bugging.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing in my studio is I'm trying to figure out how to have one switcher that could do, so I can shoot different things at one time. Because it's, the place is about 10,000 square feet. The hotel is really big. You know what I'm saying? So you'll see.
Okay. Well, listen,
I'll invite you to be a member, and I'll pause and I'll tell you exactly what it is and you'll understand. You understand?
yeah, I'll create the gay room over there.
No, we won't do that.
All right, listen.
But what we will do is have a night where
Gay night?
lesbian night.
LGBTQ night.
We call it the Lesbo Expo. That's Nikki Licky's night.
Shout out to Licky Nicky. Listen, let's just get to the games. All right, here at the Jason Lee Show, we like to play games, and this is one that goes viral, and you're going to be great for it. It's called Erase the Shade. Now, you said a lot of things that are on the internet, and now you have a chance right here, Dame, to just erase it. Ready? Here's the first one. Your buddy, Charlemagne. After your 2025 interview, you said, Charlemagne, I would advise you not to make up phony sources without real names saying that anything I said was not true or we will have a legal problem. Don't try to compromise my reputation. I have proof to support everything I say, and that will stand up in any court.
And that's true. So them saying that I wasn't the chairman of Revolt was not true. And them making all these calls and saying people were saying it wasn't true was not true. And them saying that I didn't have, everything that they were contradicting that was not true, that was making me sound like a liar, I had the proof to support it. So I have all the proof that shows our conversation and saying that I'm only doing this if I can acquire the company, and them saying you should be the chairman, volunteering that. But they were like, for the day, I'm like, nah, my company, I'm the chairman of my company when it's on your platform because it's my content. So I also have sending them back and forth the press release, and then them just disappearing. Them saying Cameron has nothing to do with it, but really then Cameron saying that they were setting me up so he would be my executive producer. So that was all a setup. And I'll deal with that. I'll deal with it.
So you're leaving that there because you stand
so
behind
now,
it.
again, logically, I would be like, Charlemagne would probably want you to ask that question.
Well, yeah, Charlemagne, let me tell you something. No, and this will be very clear to anybody watching and you, nobody calls in a known fact. As you know, you're an owner of your content and you license it. Even though you have licensing deals, sometimes people do try to control or we don't do that. And we don't get calls from somebody that say, ask this, don't ask this, don't ask. Charlemagne doesn't even know we're talking.
Let's put it like this, right? If one of my friends, was gonna interview someone that I have an issue with, they would usually call me and I'd be like, ask him this and ask him that. And I'd say, tell him I said so.
Yeah,
that's me.
Yeah.
But if guys are gay and shit, I would think they'd be like, go ahead and tell him that and see what he said. Allegedly.
Charlemagne and I don't have those conversations. You can even go back.
You're gay, of course y'all do. Don't act like you don't have no gay conversations.
You can go back and see.
Y'all don't have no girl.
You can
don't be like, girl, this girl.
You know, all gay people don't talk like that, right?
You do.
No, I don't talk like that.
How you talk when you talk to your gay friends?
Like you.
You do not.
I do.
You can't.
I just don't scream at them.
Nah, my
or offend them.
Okay, let me just say
or
in the fashion world, right?
Yeah.
Like, I remember one of my friends that was friends with my ex-wife and all of us, he was extremely gay. And we all went on vacation, and I'm like, why'd y'all stay in another hotel? And he was like, because I didn't want to make you uncomfortable. I want to be gay. I want to cuddle and talk gay shit and all that gay shit that I can't do in front of you. And I respected that. And that's not homophobic. It's just like, again, like I don't want to look at a fucking golden dick over there, pause. That's just not what I like to do. So what I'm saying is when you get around friends that, you don't have to have any boundaries or you don't have to worry about how you're affecting people, I'm sure you turn into like Jessicana or some shit and start getting real loose with it. Pause.
Actually, no, I talk to all of you straight men like gay men.
I didn't say that. I said when you get with your gay friends like Charlemagne.
Yeah, well, I don't get offended by stuff like that.
I wouldn't get you offended. What are you talking about?
I'm not that soft.
See, you always get pink light.
Yeah.
Pink light.
But if you go back
so you
and-
know what's
if you
funny
go-
about
if you go back
people
and
like
watch-
that
if
is
you
when
go-
see when you ask them gay shit, then it's all what's wrong? You're
but
homophobic.
Dan,
it's like I want to
but Dan-
understand the
Dan,
culture,
you
so I
seem-
know how
you
not to
seem
offend
like,
the culture.
You seem like that guy that likes to bully the
light.
gay kids
No,
on the
that's
on
the pink
schoolyard.
light. Pink
that
light.
don't
pink
work
light.
over here.
Pink light.
That don't work over here.
Pink light. You see,
Okay.
I have this same
let-
banter.
so
wait, hold
let's-
on, time out.
Why are you
Wait,
so
wait.
infatuated
Let
with
me say
Charlamagne
something.
being
Because you
gay?
asked me a question.
No,
about
but
him.
not about him being gay.
See, now you mad
Let's let it go. Charlamagne's not gay. Charlamagne's the straightest man in radio.
from a gay man.
All right, so
You just said he's the straightest man in the radio, but he lets kiss at his fucking fatty. Pause. That's gay.
I never saw that. That's,
Ask him.
That's allegedly.
Ask him.
Okay.
He talked about it. They had a whole convo, and he was like,
How
"Yeah, I
do
did
we
go
work?
over
How do we
there."
work through your obsession with Charlamagne?
By him not talking about me, and there is no obsession with him. That's gay. Why would a man be obsessed with another man? I want them to stop talking about me. So you're acting like I'm just coming out of left. You just ask me a question about him, bring him up, and then ask me why I'm
Well, I
talking
just
about
wanted to know
him.
if you want to erase the shade or not.
It was still Charlamagne, bro.
Okay, well,
mean,
here,
you
let,
did that. You
let
have
me
to have
ask you another one
accountability.
that's not Charlamagne. This one right here.
This
you
pink
posted.
lighting is crazy.
This one he said, let's show the world that
fucking
black
pink
people
lighter.
can work together, challenge. And I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
doing
yeah.
this corny
That's,
shit.
that's
no more.
on my doc too, by the way.
Okay, so you sent this to Cameron 50 Cent and DeTavio. Do you stand on that? We should be able to work together.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they don't do it. And that came because of so much pressure from my fucking OGs, man. They were on my head about this shit. It's not a good look for all of them. Like, but he keeps doing this shit and y'all letting him. And you're letting him talk shit. And I'm just like, fuck it, man. And it's true. That I started to have this epiphany. That's just what they want us to do. So I was like, yo, why not work together? But what happened? 50 put up something saying, Cam told me, fuck it, and da-da-da-da. They don't want the culture to work together. I'm always down for us to work together. I've always talked about collective economics. Look who's being the people that don't want to. And that's where you'll find the devil. But then find out who's funding them. The people that are, just find out anyone that has a problem with me, are they getting funded by another culture? Is that how they pay their bills? And then you'll know that a certain culture is not, they don't allow you to work with them if you're cool with me. Or unless you like, try to make my godliness look evil.
Your godliness is crazy.
Pause.
Speaking of working together.
That was crazy.
Speaking of working together, we just had the RZA here, and we asked him about his cousin ODB, who you ended up working with,
Yeah.
and he said you all had a conversation after you all had fallen out about how to.
Yeah, I consider them my brothers.
Yeah.
I love all of them. Raekwon is it's like him, Divine, RZA, Redman, and what's his name?
Method.
Method Man. Those are like, we all have like separate history. Pause. Like I used to smoke, 'cause I didn't used to smoke. I used to smoke with Method Man and Redman, and they used to drink with me. So we have that kind of like, we were like brothers in that way. Just like with Biggie, we had like a smoking and a drinking competition. It was always like a competitive thing with certain my friends, but just to have fun. And Divine, he taught me a lot about the perspective, like being a manager for 9 people, how he's always gonna make more money than the artist because they gotta split it 9 ways. He gets 20% of their whole, not, you know what I mean? And, RZA, as brothers, we do things different. Like the way he moves is different than me, but we have a common ground. And he's a guy, we all talk and we strategize, but we just never do shit together. Pause. But we're just really good. We're really cool with each other.
But ODB was the only member of Wu-Tang to leave the clan and go work with you.
Yeah.
How and why did that happen?
Because they were calling me, I guess, who represented ODB. And I had asked, like, is Wu-Tang all right with that? And they were like, yo, we want to go with y'all. And I was like, well, make sure they're all right with it. And they said they were. But the guy that was like running his shit was like this white boy that ended up not being all right. I just don't remember everything, but I remember him being like not who he was like, I possibly could have potentially done things different. But it was no avoiding this dude because he was locked into the family.
Right.
So it was like the person that gets cool with the mother and is there. It's like no one was there for old DB, from what I heard. I'm not saying anything that RZA wasn't, but what I was told. And old you know, he had a hard time in jail. Like they fucked him up. They beat his ass a lot. Pause. Like, it wasn't like he had that jail. Like
The
nobody
police?
fucked with me. Just
People?
I don't. It just he always had a. When he came back, he wasn't the same. And I tried everything to have him monitored, and you know, sometimes to get people to be inspired, I try to surround them with what makes them comfortable, and that it was hard to. He was heavily medicated. You know, he was still hearing shit. He wasn't like you couldn't, I wouldn't feel comfortable with him sitting here having a conversation with you for an hour. I remember they wanted him on Howard Stern, and I was like, I wouldn't let him do it unless I was there. And they were mad. And I was like, nah. It'd be like he had issues.
But that was less about control. That was more you looking out for him.
Yeah, the jail, he had a hard time in jail, to say the least. So he didn't have one of those experiences like he got, from what I remember, it wasn't a good experience for him.
Okay, this next one, your Instagram post said, now let's get back to work, and then file bankruptcy. What?
That meant that they couldn't sue me no more.
Right.
So I was like, now that Chris Brown and his team couldn't sue me no more, I could get back to work on my family office, allegedly, you know?
Good. Yeah, I think you educated a lot of people today, just those people that don't know those, you know, they don't have financial literacy, so they don't know how to deal with debt or deal with any issues that are out
The question is,
there.
do I care what they think?
Okay. Here's this next post. This was about the BET show, and Deadline posted the announcement, which is a great announcement, and then here comes 50%. 50%.
Yeah, I love that one.
50 Cent.
And did you see what I said?
Yeah, 50 Cent says the boss don't need a green light, and you said, don't get scared now. I'm sure you said,
I said, don't get scared now.
get to work. It's a licensing deal. They don't own me like they own you.
Yeah. So, you know, 50's funny. Even when he gets canceled, he puts it on his actors. But he got canceled, that TV show,
At Stars?
he got canceled. So he makes it like he had no choice if that got canceled or not. But y'all still go for his pivot. Like he puts it on the actor or the kid. It's like, you got canceled. You don't own
Oh, you're
it.
talking about BMF with Meech's son.
Yeah, like that got canceled, right? That means he got fired. But he twisted it and put it on Little Meech. And y'all went for it. I'm like, but he got canceled. He didn't own it. So they give him a salary. He's admitted it. Now, he doesn't license it. He gets a salary for it. So it opened doors for him. But that's just not the business I'm in.
But doesn't 50 just get a kick out of trolling you guys? I mean, everybody plays right back into it.
I think the difference with 50 is if it all goes bad, I think Eminem will make sure he's all right. And any call that 50 needs to make, Eminem can make it for him. And they support each other. So for me, I'd be thinking that Eminem is sending him, he's like, you know, and then they put him in a movie as a gorilla, like whatever that shit is, like that's just disrespectful. I would be like, why would you think I'm gonna do this and look like a gorilla? So to me, they be trolling him. So they'll make you think that you're doing something fly and have you like Kevin Hart braiding his hair, or you know having a hairline with a Charlie Brown shirt on it and can't speak English. So to me, they trolling him. They got him clowning around. Like when I see Jay doing shows for white people, I'm like, that's just trolling. You feel me? Like showing them that they're telling you that I can make you do that. You won't even do that for your own people. You think 50 would dress up like that for BET? But he'll dress up and like I was like, that's fucked up. They did that to that man. Shaved his mustache, and you saw that role they make him play?
I didn't watch it.
I didn't see it either, but I'm seeing the new movie, and I'm
Yeah.
like, that's the reward? You get to dress up like a gorilla?
Yeah.
It's fucked up. That's just trolling to me.
I think this
And I just don't understand why they dress so funny.
I think you should do more.
Do you like the way 50 Cent dressed? At all?
I don't look at how 50
You're a
Cent.
dude. What do
Yeah,
you
but
mean?
I don't.
You're gay. You don't be like, oh, that's a good outfit.
Gay
or nothing?
people aren't looking at how all y'all dress. We don't really care. I don't.
Lying like a
I don't.
motherfucker.
I'm
I
too
look
big-
at every girl and how she dressed. What you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm too busy. I'm not attracted to every guy. That's the thing.
But you don't be checking dudes out? You're a
No,
dude.
I'm not checking 50 Cent out.
I check all girls out.
Really?
Hell yeah, just to see what they got and all that. Of course, that's what a dude does.
Yeah, I'm too busy trying to make money.
I'm a hunter.
Yeah, obviously. Okay, well, listen.
I'm an entrepreneur.
I think you should.
And pause.
I think you should do more gay people shows because it brings out the best in you.
I mean, Charlemagne, you, and like you said, a majority of these niggas that's
I just
pretending.
wanted to pink light you into calling Charlamagne gay
You
one
did
more
pick-
time.
and
Man,
you're not going to take ownership of that.
I'm
I made a pink.
trademarking
You keep, look at you.
pink
See,
lighting.
that's so gay of you. But go ahead. Pink lighter.
Man, give it up.
I'm gonna do a show. We're gonna do a show. My thing's gonna call Pink Light. So we're gonna do that, and we'll do a show called Pink Lighting.
I'll be your first guest.
Bet.
All right.
No, you could be the host.
Give it up for Dame Dash.
I'll be your first guest.